to you by Toyota, the MVP of MPG. With 11 fuel-efficient hybrids to choose from, there's one for everyone. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. Experience a powerful and secure Wi-Fi connection for all your devices. Xfinity XFi. Can your internet do that?
Time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the 2022 Pitch, Hit, and Run National Finals. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
Well, a nice night to get a little tailgating in before the ball game and then get inside because it's the Shohei Ohtani show tonight. It's the Angels and the A's, game 2 of this 3-game series, with the Angels winning last night by a final score of 1-0. Lots of media attention tonight, which is the case whenever Shohei Ohtani pitches, whether it be at home or on the road. Oh yeah, he's also got to put the shin guard on, Shooty. He's got that DH thing that he needs to do.
Oh yeah, he's got a whole lot going on. You know, this young man has a whole lot of responsibilities on his shoulder, but what we've seen, he can handle them.
Let's take a look at the game time weather for tonight. It's brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Boardwalk is open daily. Buy your wristband online and you can save $10. 70 degrees, I believe that's the same temperature as last night. And as always, a nice cool breeze here at the Coliseum. So great night to play baseball. Pretty tough to beat the weather here for night games, and I guess you could say that for day games as well. Players like it nice and cool, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just being able to dress however you want to. Some guys like sleeves, some guys like to go sleeveless, but that's the great Bay Area weather. It's so comforting, and it allows you just to be who you are.
So the A's take the field, so let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Angels. And it'll start with David Fletcher, who's the shortstop, then Shohei Ohtani, who's the designated hitter and also the starting pitcher tonight. Luis Rengifo, good night last night, and he has been tough on the A's this year, couple of home runs. Taylor Ward's in right, Joe Adell's in left. Jared Walsh is at first. Max Stassi again behind the dish. Jose Rojas at third, and Steven Duggar is your center fielder.
Well, the Oakland A's have to be very comfortable with their ace on the bump tonight. Kaprielian has been outstanding over the last month and a half. He's incorporated his slider, which is his go-to out pitch, and he's been able to locate it in situations where you need critical outs. I expect him to kind of incorporate the little changeup he's been using a little bit. It's kind of funky. He can't even consider where the direction is because it's been kind of crazy. So it'll be interesting to watch how that pitch works, but this is going to be a great pitching matchup. I'm looking forward to this baseball game.
A's defense brought to you by your Bay Area GMC dealers. Tony Kemp is in left, Sky Bolt is in center, and Ramon Laureano is in right field. On the infield, Machine at third, Allen at short, Bride at second, Seth Brown is at first, with Sean Murphy again behind the dish as James Kaprielian got a couple more warm-up tosses to go, and then this ball game will be underway. So 1-0 was the final score last night. A lot of good pitching last night. See the fans here, and listen, the reality is a lot of them are here to see Shohei Ohtani. It's no different here in Oakland than it is at any other visiting ballpark for the Angels. He is a mega star.
Man, I got news for you, soul brother. It's not hype, it's the truth. I mean, this guy is legit. I mean, he's dangerous on both sides of the ball, and this is what people pay to see.
So here's David Fletcher to lead things off here for the Angels. So a ton of pitching last night. See what happens tonight with Kaprielian and Ohtani squaring off. Kaprielian delivers the first pitch of the game, and it's fouled straight back by Fletcher. So 6:41 first pitch thrown. Last night's time of game, 2 hours and 13 minutes. I don't know that I've ever said that in a big league game.
Not too often. Fletcher
lofts one to shallow left, and Kemp on the move, and he makes the catch. Umpires tonight, that's Shane Libensbarger calling balls and strikes. That's Todd Tishner, he's the crew chief, and he's at first base. Mike Estabrook at second, and Nate Tomlinson is at third. So here's Ohtani. The offensive numbers, 253, 24 home runs, 65 RBIs. So very, very good offensive numbers for Ohtani. There's your shift for the powerful left-handed hitter. Ohtani against the A's this year is 13 for 40. That's a .325 average, and he's got 5 home runs, so he's been tough on the A's.
Yes, he has, Glenn, but I love the way that this ball game has started. I think the two crucial guys in the Angels lineup tonight are the first hitter and the number 3 hitter, because if you continue to nail that number 1 hitter, now you can pitch Ohtani safely. You can keep this guy from beating you by pitching around the zone.
Goes after the 3-0 pitch. Ohtani did not play last night, and this is why. See Ohtani behind, and then he runs into Marco Gonzalez of the Mariners, and this Gonzalez maybe spiked him just a little bit in that foot area. So that was Sunday. So Ohtani takes the walk.
I love it. And that would be part of my strategy in this game tonight. If I don't have to pitch to him, I'm not going to. I'm going to let him go out on the bases, run yourself until you get tired, because we know The first sign of a pitcher struggling is when his ball is starting to get up in the zone, and typically it's because his legs are tired and not allowing him to complete his delivery. So I love it right away. Let him steal a couple of bases. Just make sure that you take care of Rengifo and the hitters behind him.
6 homers, 24 RBIs, and a .275 batting average for Luis Rengifo. And he taps the first pitch foul.
Got to be careful with this guy, Glenn. I mean, this dude has been on fire. He's hitting 34 of his last 39 games at a high clip. I mean, and he is a mistake crusher. He's strong, he has a compact swing, and the ball jumps off his bat. So I think this is the guy that you definitely have to take care of in this lineup tonight.
Good pitch, off speed, catches the outside corner.
Luis Rengifo.
So there's the numbers on Cole Irvin. He was outstanding. 5 hits, 1 run, no walks, 6 strikeouts, 94 pitches. And they hang an L on you. That's not fair.
The game's not fair. I just don't think everything is lost, Glenn, in the performances by these starters when they don't get the W's, because you have some young guys over there, and hopefully they're paying attention on what guys like Irvin are doing to have success, because it's not about overpowering the game. It's about overthinking it.
0-2. And a high fastball, and that's exactly what Murphy wanted, and he gets Rengifo to swing through it.
The right fielder, number 3, Taylor Ward.
Rengifo got about halfway through that swing, wanted to stop, couldn't do it.
So many times we talk about a non-competitive 0-2 pitch. This is a ball above the zone. If he chases it, there's nothing he can do with it. He can't get on top of it. He can't do damage. And you see, this is a swing that you're not accustomed to taking. And halfway through the swing, you can see that this guy was just off balance and out of rhythm.
So with 2 outs, here's Taylor Ward. Ohtani, you know, has great speed. He's got 11 stolen bases, but he has been thrown out 7 times. And with that slight injury that we showed you from Sunday and him pitching, I'm not sure him trying to swipe a bag would be the best idea. So don't think we'll see that tonight, but you never know.
I think that's a great point, Glenn, for the simple fact that it's tough enough going out on the hill, pitching, competing, and then have to go out on the bases and do the same thing. And that's why the question was asked so many times among baseball people, how in the world can this guy get both of them done on both sides?
Fastball for a strike, 1-1 the count. Ward was 1 for 4 last night. He hit in the 2nd spot in the lineup last night. Tonight he's in the cleanup spot. Angels had just the 1 run last night, all they needed, but they ended up with 5 hits, 4 singles, and the home run. They did not draw any walks, and they only had 1 at bat with a runner in scoring position.
What's good about Kaprielian's command tonight is that these pitches are borderline pitches, and this is what you want to see when hitters are in a hitter's count, because they're looking locked and loaded and ready to go. And once you commit, you're on your way. But this is what you want to see. Balls just out of the strike zone and not hittable.
And Kaprielian strikes out Ward, and that'll do it. So a runner left for the Angels. Ohtani hits the mound when we come back.
From Butcher Box, 100% grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, heritage breed pork, and so much more from farmers who believe in raising animals with care with no antibiotics or added hormones, ever. All with free shipping right to your door. Together, we can make a difference, one meal at a time. Get free bacon for the life of your membership.
At Boll & Branch, we don't make bedding like everyone else. We make it better. We prioritize thread quality, not thread count. We source the finest 100% organic cotton to make the softest, most luxurious fabrics on earth. We're free from toxins, the way home should be. Boll & Branch is made different, so you can sleep better at night. Experience the difference at bollandbranch.com.
Against Shohei Ohtani. This is the starting lineup. Machín at third, Laureano in right, Murphy to catch, Brown at first. 7 home runs since the All-Star break for Seth Brown. Second most in the majors. Chad Pinder will hit 5th. Tony Kemp 6th, Jonah Bride 7th, Sky Bolt 8th, Nick Allen will hit 9th.
Shohei Ohtani. He might as well be called Janet Jackson because he's absolutely nasty. This dude gonna run up there 95 to 100 miles per hour. He's gonna try to put you away with a slider that he's been leaning heavily on. I think he threw 61 of them bad boys in his last outing. In the split change, you don't want to even try to look at that because it looks like a knuckleball coming up there. But you know what? The A's had success against him the last time, and boy, oh boy, when you have success, that builds confidence. So let's go Oakland.
Angels defense brought to you by GMC. They'll line up like this behind Ohtani. Adele, Duggar, and Ward in the outfield. Rojas, Fletcher, Rengifo, and Walsh on the infield. And Max Stassi catches Shohei Ohtani. So here comes Vimael Machín. Hitting 198. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. 28th game for Machín, getting a lot of playing time since being brought to the big leagues. Ohtani's first pitch is bounced to the right side. Rengifo ranges to his left. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. All right, time now for Schuette's Nissan keys to the game.
Come on, offense, you got to bring it. You know, striking out ain't going to get it done. We're going to have to try to frustrate this guy, get him out of this rhythm, fight off pitches when he make quality pitches. Just go ahead and extend that bat. You know, for us, Ohtani, I mean, this is a bully, and bullies don't like to be pushed back. When little guys land a punch here or there, they try to push even harder. So let's see if we can get in his head a little bit and make him make some mistakes like in the last outing.
Here's Laureano. Fastball first strike. Laureano 1 for 5 in his career against Ohtani. .217 the overall batting average this year with 12 home runs. Ramon's got 16 doubles on the year. And he's got a base hit. Line drive to left.
So important that you jump on that fastball right away because once this guy gets loose, that's when his ball starts moving. You can see that Ramon is hunting a fastball right away, and he's right on it. They always tell you, and you know, I don't want to sound redundant about it, boy. If you want to stay away from that curveball, make sure you hit the fastball.
And he's got the good breaking ball, good splitter. So he really has 3 above average pitches. First pitch to Murphy, mighty swing and a miss. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Last 7 starts, Shohei Ohtani has a total of 75 strikeouts. Most of them have come on the slider. 35, 25 on the splitter, 10 on the curve. So really 2 types of breaking balls. A legitimate curve and a legitimate slider.
You know, Glenn, watching Murph last game against Ohtani, this is when you really knew that he's turned the corner as a hitter. I mean, able to manipulate the ball to right field. We know how Murph likes to let those hips loose and let some shaft out. But knowing the pitcher that you're facing, knowing what you're going to be limited to do unless he makes a mistake, going up there with a game plan and being able to execute in his approach was very impressive. Hopefully he can take that same type of approach in this game.
Right over the mound, Fletcher's going to take it himself. And that's going to be a 6-3 double play to end the bottom of the first. No score after 1 from the Coliseum.
Hey, it's me, the summer breeze. I just flew back into town. Let's get outside. Much better.
Nice.
What?
With the Game Time app, I pay 60% less than this guy.
60%?
Game Time finds you the best last-minute deals and guarantees the lowest price. Download Game Time now. Nice shirt.
$9 per person. Oakland A's Suites are the perfect setting for your next event. Suites can accommodate groups of 6 to 12 people and provide a private space to watch the games, snacks, beverages, and more. For more information, visit athletics.com/suites.
They're in a suite, so you can really just relax. Get a good spot. Plenty of room.
Great thing about the game, man. It's a great place for the family.
Have a cold one?
Old Unc got to have one.
That gentleman had that anticipation look before you take the first sip of a cold one. He had that look.
Did he like it, Glenn?
Oh, he liked it a lot. See, he just had it. Now he's like, whoa, yeah. Woo. It's better than I thought.
It's like me when I cut the lawn, man. Beer that never tastes as good after I cut the lawn. Just that cold feeling running down your throat after you've been out there sweating. You don't know anything about that. You've got a gardener.
Come on. I walk next to him.
Have one with him, huh?
That's right. 2-1 to Joe Adell, leading things off here in the second. Shooting your scout's eye, and it's a very good scout's eye. You've done it a long time. You look at a guy like Joe Adell, and we talked about him last night. You just look at him and you're like, that's a ball player right there. Where is he coming up short at the big league level, do you think? Because there's a lot of talent there, but just has not been able to really put it all together. And still a very young player. I mean, we're not dismissing him, but they're waiting for him. They're waiting for him to perform at the big league level.
We talk so much about the value of at-bats in the minor leagues because once you get to the major league level, it's so difficult to slow the game down. And what I see in Joe is that his swing is rushed a little bit, his approach is a little fast. Once he calms down and just trusts what he's capable of doing, I think his true talent is going to start coming out.
3-2 pitch is inside, so Adele has a walk to lead off the second. Yeah, remember 25 years ago, there was this template that was sort of a soft template, but it was like, kid in the minor leagues, a hitter, he needs 1,500 at-bats minimum to learn, and if the talent's there, be ready for the big leagues. A pitcher, 500-600 innings to be ready if the talent is there to pitch at the big league. That's out the door now.
I think, Glenn, it's because of necessity. We're going to speak back in the day. So back in the day when you were called to the major leagues, you were called here with a purpose, and that was to fill a void. Player gone down, player not performing, you're down in the minor leagues and have proved that you can handle the load, you can handle the pressure that comes along with being a big-time player, and you need the reps. You really do. So now they're rushed, and they're also being taught at the major league level, and it wasn't like that. There's a lot of careers at stake. There's a lot of money here, and this is not a try league up here. This is a do league. You're expected to perform, but it's different. It's a different time. They're trying to get guys here quicker, and they're willing to sacrifice some of the production to do so here.
And just kind of using Joe Adele as an example, a guy who's a former first-round draft pick, and big things are expected of him. And I'm just looking at his minor league time where he started in 2017, and he has over 1,500 minor league plate appearances. So it's not like he's necessarily been really rushed to the big leagues, but he's been there in professional baseball since 2017. Maybe it's really simple. It's hard to be a big leaguer.
Well, as simple as this. Sacramento, there's a AAA team about 75 miles up the road, but it might as well be a million because AAA is not the big leagues. And as difficult it is to get here, it's 3 times as hard to stay. So I'm a repetition, I'm a work, I'm a time. If a guy wants to be good, he's going to have to put the work in.
2-2 to Jared Walsh. Got him swinging. Kept it away from Walsh. So that's out number 1. A nice little run going for James Kaprielian. In his last 6 starts, he's 3-0 with a 1.89 ERA, and most of that was in the month of July where he was terrific. But he carried that over into August by beating Ohtani last week. So some struggles early on for Kaprielian, but he started to settle in right around the middle of June, and he's really pitched well.
I just don't think you can discount a guy not being healthy, especially a pitcher. James Kaprielian background is coming up in the New York Yankees organization, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for the way that they do things over there. James Kaprielian's disposition on the mound tonight is a guy that's under control and is on top of his game. There's no hurry, there's no rush, and it's just a matter of getting his reps and getting a chance to go out there and throw pitches and get healthy again. He came here with a reputation, but it takes time, Glenn, and you know this spring was different than anyone that we've been a part of for the longest. I mean, these guys need games. Most pitchers didn't even get into the 4th inning in the spring training this year, and that's huge. You're going to be a starter expected to go 5 or 6 innings.
First pitch to Stassi, and that's a strike. Stassi 212, 7 home runs and 24 runs batted in. Stassi was the DH last night. He went 0 for 3, catching tonight. But Kaprielian made a start on June 15th at Fenway, and he got knocked around. And at the end of that game, his ERA was 6.31, and he had not won a game yet. But the starts after that is when he started to pitch better, and that's kind of where that nice stretch has gone, and he's just gotten better and better. Bolt goes back, stops, makes the catch.
Well, one impressive part of James Kaprielian is just listening to him after games. This is a guy that never makes excuses. He owns up to his own responsibilities on the bump. He takes the ball every 5th day. And it tells me a lot of his character. And this guy has confidence. He understands when his stuff is right, that he feels like he can match up with anybody on any given night. And you've got to love that a guy that goes out there and accepts what he has in front of him.
2 outs for Jose Rojas, the third baseman, and he fouls it towards Shooty Babbitt. Oh, were you ready?
Didn't you hear it? Right off my glove.
Clank.
That's why I'm up here.
Dallas Braden would have dove and jumped over Vince Cotronio's head to try to make that play.
Oh, Vinny.
Vinny okay?
Oh, man.
He's tough.
Maybe that was Vinny's hand that it hit.
Come on. Vinny was a smooth fielding third baseman back in New York in his high school days. He could pick it.
I was also 6'5" when I was young.
Yeah, I was 175 pounds too.
You know, it's amazing. You talk about Dallas Braden and him doing that. You talk about the fantasy count. You talk about energy that guy brings. Oh my gosh, it just lets you know how old you really are, man. I love Dallas Braden.
Yeah, he's a Vente Cup every day, man.
Oh man, you know, I just thought about it today. And I was thinking, you know, some of the Oakland A's hitters probably should have called him to find out how you go about attacking a pitcher like they faced last night, because Dallas was an expert. He was a wizard of tricking guys, keeping them off balance, change-up expert. So he could have gave him an approach, because, man, oh, man, the one that they had wasn't good.
1-2 to Jose Rojas. A little pop-up. Kaprielian, and who's going to catch it? Kaprielian gets knocked over. It pops out of his glove, and then he catches it again.
Dallas Braden would say, athlete.
So Machin came in, and he went into a little slide. Kaprielian was able to hold on to it, not once, but that second time. So luckily, everybody's okay.
Baseball's biggest moments are live on MLB Big Inning. MLB.TV's nightly show takes you from game to game for all the grand slams, no-hitters, walk-offs, and more as they happen.
Wow, he can do it all!
Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel.
This is some kind of awesome.
After your game ends, the action's just heating up on MLB Big Inning. Every night on MLB.TV.
If you think they're excited, you ain't heard nothing yet.
Be quiet, win ball games, then I'll shut up.
High Heat with Christopher Russo, only on MLB Network.
This is one that you can't practice for here, Glenn.
No. But Kaprielian was able to stay with it.
Well, as a shortstop, I mean, you're normally a hog on this ball here, and you're calling everybody off. But you see your pitcher coming at you like this, and you're trying to avoid collision and keep your eye on the ball at the same time. It's a great thing that Kaprielian was able to bounce before that last time he hit the ground, because I think that's what saved a real serious accident there. Tough spot for the shortstop.
1-1 the count to Seth Brown. That one is smoked to right field. Ward turns around and it's off the wall. He picks it up cleanly, gets it back in quickly, and Brown is safe. Are they saying that Brown came off the bag? Because Fletcher pointed immediately, and so did Ohtani. So I don't know if they saw something that maybe we didn't see.
Just a little slider, just spinning in the zone.
Los Angeles is challenging the safe call at second base.
He may have popped off just momentarily.
It's just a matter if Fletcher kept the glove on the entire way.
Yeah, but that left foot, it looked like that left foot never left the bag. Watch the left foot, the underneath foot.
I agree with you, Glenn. I don't know. It's going to be close, man.
That angle, it looked like the foot maybe was off just momentarily. Oh, yeah, it was. I think he's going to be out, unfortunately.
I hope you're wrong. Very close
right
play
there, and I don't think that back leg had got to the bag yet.
Very sneaky on Fletcher's part. I don't know if he initiated a little bit of getting him off the base a little bit, even though it looks like a harmless tag. There's a little force behind that tag there that kind of helped him lift off the base a little bit, because right there he's still there.
Call on the field is overturned. The runner's out. Los Angeles retains their challenge.
And those are frustrating because he beat the throw. He's out because he just popped off the bag. And a lot of people don't like that call being overturned. I understand why it is. He came off the bag and the tag was still being applied. But he beat the throw to second base. He was safe.
No play is over until it's complete.
Yep. No, I understand.
And middle infielders are taught and told over and over and over, complete the play until the umpire makes the call. I commend David Fletcher as an infielder, because that is the way that you're supposed to execute the play. So many times infielders don't stay with it, and then the outcome is different.
Well, with instant replay now, I don't know, what is it, third year, fourth year, whatever it is, we do see that call fairly often. And for an infielder to not hold their tag now, I mean, you really, every infielder needs to hold the tag all the way through now.
No question.
Because that call like that happens a fair amount.
Well, the problem is that the umpire had to make sure that he got the call right as far as being safe and out at the time.
Yeah.
And in the past, he wasn't going to be held responsible for how close it is, because it happens too quickly, Glenn. And it can be unfair to the umpire at times, because, man, it's like a split-second decision.
Hinder swings and misses for the second out here in the second. Here's the Verizon player profile. Some of the American League ranks for Shohei Ohtani. Strikeouts per 9 innings, 13. That's the highest in the American League. Whip percentage is third. Overall strikeouts, 153, and that's updated with that last one. That's fourth in the league. Whip is 7th. The ERA is 7th. Opponent's batting average is 9th. So excellent season on the mound for Shohei Ohtani. Last year, where he was the unanimous MVP in the American League, his pitching numbers, he was 9-2 with a 3.18 ERA in 23 starts. Ward hustling over and in, and he grabs it. So, promising start, but the call at second base kind of changed everything. No score.
So you're good at hitting home runs, right?
I've never hit a home run in my life, but I've gotten close.
Oh, let's go. Let's try it out.
We're not leaving until I get a home run.
Oh! JoJo, you're so good. You're so young and you've done so much. What's your secret?
I think I just really love life, so I just pick my right foot up and then keep going.
Come on! Ah! That went over, right? It went over! Freaking love baseball.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Sports California is brought to you by Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Open daily. Buy your wristband online and save $10.
No score between the A's and the Angels. It's the top of the third. Steven Duggar, the first hitter. Duggar in center field. His overall numbers 189 with 4 RBIs. This is the Steven Duggar that was with the Giants for most of his big league career, all of his minor league career, but traded to the Texas Rangers this year, let go by the Rangers after just 8 games, and picked up by the Angels. So this is just his second appearance with the Angels. There was a time, Shooty, where I think the Giants felt like he may be their center fielder of the future because very good speed. He's an excellent defender. If you could get him to hit 260, 270 with some gap power, you may have a pretty good player on your hands, but he just has not been able to hit a lot at the big league level.
And I think what happened through his struggles and the timing that the Giants were waiting for him, some dude with this long name named Shrimpsky or something came in there and started raking and just ran him straight up out of there. That bat will set you free.
3-2 now to Duggar. Fletcher to follow, and then Ohtani here in the third.
Glenn, what I'm liking early on about James through 3 innings, he was just up to 33 pitches. And what that's telling me is that he's getting a lot of early contact. Guys are putting the ball in play, and we've seen some bad swings and weak contact. And that's a great start for him tonight.
Duggar smokes this one toward right center. And he's got to get to it because Duggar has excellent speed. And Duggar is going to hit the bag at second. He's going to try for third. The throw to third is not made, and it's a leadoff triple. So no question, he's thinking 3 right out of the box, and he showed off that excellent speed.
No question about it. A guy that can run, and we know that he can. That's why he mans center field. But he's thinking third base the whole time. The one thing that you don't need a coach is when the ball is in front of you, you make the decision. You know yourself better than anybody. And when he hit the stride right there, he had already committed no matter what, he was going to get in there for a triple. Great base running by Duggar.
So the A's slide the infield in, maybe not quite all the way, but almost, as Fletcher's the hitter. Fletcher bounces it foul down the third base line. Well, you need a strikeout, and Fletcher doesn't strike out much. This is his 68th at bat, and he has 4 strikeouts.
He's going to put it in play. That's what he does. He makes a living fighting pitches off and manufacturing in any way that he possibly can. He's a dog in the box.
A little flare. It may work. It will work. And the ball pops past Kemp, but Bolt is there to pick it up. Fletcher just bloops a single into center field. It knocks home Duggar, and it's 1-0 Angels.
Glenn, that's not by accident.
Nope.
This guy understands how to fillet him with the best of them. It's not all about swinging out of your back pockets. It's all about putting the ball in play, having control of your barrel, taking a little bit off the swing, finding a place where the holes are. And that's what makes him so difficult, because there's really not a pitch that he can't put the ball on and do something with. That's why they call him one of the league's top pests.
Put it in play, Shooty, with a man on third and less than 2 outs.
Bottom line, Glenn.
Here's Ohtani. Ohtani, a big bouncer. Brown's got it. He looked at second, goes to first to get the out there. So Fletcher now at second base with 1 out. He's in scoring position. We have joked about Fletcher being an A's killer, and we're joking, but we're not shooting.
Oh no, execution.
Look at that. Look at the batting average at the Coliseum in his career. .410. That's not on base percentage. That's batting average.
We used to look at Vlad Guerrero, and this dude could hit the ball if it bounced up to the plate. It was just not a bad pitch. And when I see David Fletcher, he reminds me that he's dangerous. Anything that he can put the bat on, he can make something happen. We watched him hit balls over his head, Glenn, and that's what makes him so tough.
Yeah, we have seen Fletcher hit fastballs up and in to right field. If you can figure that one out. Here's Rengifo. Sliced foul.
I hated to see Brownie double pump over there, because I would love to see Ohtani spend some more time out there on the bases and use up a little more of that energy. But he did the right thing. Ball don't feel good, put it back in the pocket, make sure that you get 1 out for sure.
Rengifo struck out in the first. Thought it was interesting. Rengifo kind of took a bad swing at a high fastball in the first inning, didn't look real good, and when he got back to the dugout, he was talking to one of his teammates, and he kind of pointed at his eyes, which means he may not have been seeing the ball well, because there was sunshine out in center field in the first inning, as there usually is. Sun's usually in center and right. Could have made a difference. Helps to see the baseball if you're in the batter's box, I think, from what I've heard. Another little pop-up foul.
Well, we'll see, because as a pitcher, if you have some success in a certain location, you can believe that he's going to go there again. And when Rengifo was behind in the count, he's already shown that he's prone to chase up in the zone. I guarantee you now that Kaprielian is ahead in the count, he's just going to give him something, a little appetizer somewhere that he may just offer at.
Taylor Ward on deck. 1 out with a run in for the Angels here in the third. And that one's hit high to right field. Laureano backs up, sets up, and makes the catch and gets it back in. Fletcher goes to third. Scary for a moment.
The right fielder, number 3, Taylor Ward.
Well, it wasn't too long ago that we saw the same type of swing on the other side of the plate, and the results were much different. And you know, here in the Coliseum, sometimes you can get fooled, man. The acoustics are so wonderful. Just get here a little early, fans, and listen to some of the great Bay Area music and some of the legends that are played over the sound system here. Outstanding.
So here's Taylor Ward, who struck out to end the first inning. Fastball 95 from Kaprielian, but a little bit off the plate.
Just a little, but when you watch Murph set up, a lot of times you have a good feeling of how the pitcher's command is, where the pitcher is setting up, and where the location of the pitch ends up. That lets you know you can call anything that you like because this guy's going to execute a pitch.
Taylor Ward would like to have another swing at that one. It was a fastball right down the middle. Another fastball right down the middle, and Ward fouled it back. You usually only get one good pitch to hit in an at-bat. Ward's got two, and he's fouled them both back.
Well, a lot of times pitchers, they read barrels and they read swings. You know that Ward has to be a little overzealous right now, knowing that he got a fastball to hit and he missed it, and lo and behold, Kaprielian's going to say, hey, you know, I'm going to give you one the same place and add a couple of miles velo. Let you squeeze the bat a little more and swing a little harder. Great place to set him up with a great secondary pitch here.
And that one is hit deep. Down the line. Foul. A line shot. Ward was trying to use some body language to keep that ball fair, but it did not work.
Glenn, it's so important that you speed these guys up and slow them down, disrupt their timing. You know, Ward's swing is right on point, great balance, pivoting on that front foot. The guy has great bat speed, really good feel for his barrel, good pitching. Don't be afraid to take some off. You just can't overpower the game.
Lays off that one, so 2-2 the count. 51 pitches for Kaprielian, so pitch count maybe a little higher than he would like. Pitch number 6 coming up to Ward. Laid off again.
Now, this is a situation a lot of times when you get ahead in the count 1-2, you're having success in one area of the zone. Don't go back there too many times. Don't be afraid to bust a guy in, get him uncomfortable with his feet. Setup is a little more uncomfortable. Then that slider plays up even a little more because that guy starts opening up that hip a little bit.
And another breaking ball, and Ward ends up taking the walk.
You noticed there, Glenn, it was not a flinch on the last 3 sliders that he threw him.
So what does that tell you? That he's looking for it, probably, right?
Absolutely.
Let's get a word now from WebEx by Cisco.
Hello, everyone.
Whether it's from boardrooms, crowded rooms,
Claro que sí.
and soon from rooms you aren't even in, T-Mobile uses WebEx to hybrid work.
Hey, hon.
Because we make it work for everyone.
So, runners at the corners with 2 outs for Joe Adell. Adell walked leading off the second inning. And that walk to Ward was walk number 3 by Kaprielian.
I see a little frustration in James out there right now. He just don't have the command in his slider that he had early on. And it's very important, especially for a starting pitcher, because typically those guys carry 3 go-to pitches in their back pocket.
Adele swung at that pitch that was close. It's a fastball right in the outside corner. Swing and a miss.
Great job, James Kaprielian. I think this is the type of hitter that you have to pitch backwards. He's going to look at video. He's going to look at some ways that James Kaprielian has attacked other right-hand hitters. He's a young guy. He's trying to learn. Best way to have success against him is give him something that he's not looking for. As you can see, he was tardy on that fastball. Couldn't get his foot down in time. You've heard that so much through hitters. Got to get that front foot down.
1-2 pitch, strike three, called at the knees with a breaking ball. Strikeout number 4 for Kaprielian, a run for the Angels, 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the third.
So you're good at hitting home runs, right?
I've never hit a home run in my life, but I've gotten close.
Oh, let's go. Let's try it out.
We're not leaving until I get a home run.
Oh! JoJo, you're so good. You're so young and you've done so much. What's your secret?
I think I just really love life, so I just pick my right foot up and then keep going.
Come on! Ah! That went over, right? It went over! Freaking love baseball.
If you think they're excited, you ain't heard nothing yet.
Be quiet, win ball games, then I'll shut up.
High Heat with Christopher Russo, only on MLB Network.
Permanente as the A's Community Fund founding partners. Together, they seek to improve the quality of life in Oakland and the East Bay. To learn more about the Community Fund's impact, visit athletics.com/community.
Jonah Bride to lead it off in the bottom of the third. Shohei Ohtani and the Angels with a 1-0 lead. Bride, Bolt, and Allen. Ohtani has given up a couple of hits. He's got a double play that has helped him. He's got 1 strikeout so far. Ohtani last year, 156 strikeouts in 130 innings. This year, his 1 strikeout tonight, 153 strikeouts in 107 innings. I think you could probably say, Shooty, that it's kind of want to compare what's he doing this year compared to last year when he won the MVP. I think his pitching numbers, when it's all said and done, are going to be better, and the hitting numbers are going to be down a little bit. Again, we're comparing this to a season when he was the unanimous MVP. Gets a strikeout there, his 2nd of the night.
talking around baseball, this is an example of why he's been better. Not only has his stuff been filthy, he's been able to command everything, and he's throwing a lot of strikes. We saw him burst on the scene with just electric stuff, and you're pretty much overwhelmed by just the velocity and the quality. But now that he's got a feel, he's got a little more comfortable, and now he's pitching how he did in his own homeland. And when you've got power stuff and command and feel, whew, that's a tough task for a hitter.
Now, last year, 44 walks in 130 innings. This year, 24 walks in 107 innings. So you're right, the walk total is down significantly. And there were starts that we've seen before this year where he would get a little wild. Strike zone would be moving around a little bit. But that has not been the case this year. He has one start this year where he walked 3. Every other start it's been 0, 1, or 2.
Well, coming over here, knowing that the hype was and what he did over there and what the Angels did, step out on faith and believe that he can come over here and do the same thing. He equally wants to come and prove that he's able to do that. And every athlete is the same.
So we were just talking about his great control. And we jinxed him a little bit. Sky Bolt with a 4-pitch walk. Nice job, Shooty.
Aren't we smart, Glenn?
So a 1-out base runner. Yeah, the Japanese media, whether it be still photographers, they are all over the place.
And locked in.
Yes, they are. That's a good call. Here's Nick Allen. For Shohei Ohtani, this is his 5th year now in the major leagues. After 5 years in the major leagues in Japan. So he really was not in Japan that long as a professional player. A lot of the guys that come over maybe 7, 8, 9 years, but he was 23 years old when he came to the States to play Major League Baseball. But in these 5 major league seasons, 117 home runs. He's made 53 starts. The pitching numbers are terrific. And remember, 2020, he only started 2 games as a pitcher. It was when he was recovering. 2019, he didn't pitch at all. He was recovering from injury. He did hit in 2019, but did not pitch. And listen, Judy, when we do an Angels game, yeah, do we marvel at Ohtani? Yes. But I always try to explain to people, this has never happened before in Major League Baseball history, what he's doing. Runner goes, swing and a miss. The throw to second base, sails into center field. Bolt's going to head right on over to third. The A's catch a break. Bolt was going to be out by quite a bit, but Stassi just airmailed the throw.
This is the kind of baseball that I think that this club needs to play. I mean, you've got to force the action, make the other team make plays. Sky Bolt with a little heads-up base running here, figuring it was a hit and run. Nick Allen wasn't able to get a piece of the ball, so the worst thing that you want to do is just run into an out. Bolt showing some alert base running, going to stop and make something happen, and that kind of confused Rengifo and David Fletcher. So give Sky Bolt a lot of heads up for making a nice instinctive play there.
So now an opportunity to tie the game with Bolt at third. The Angels bring the infield in. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So Ohtani needed a strikeout there, and he got it.
Man.
Well, Nevin came out and asked home plate umpire Shane Libbensbarger, was there any interference on that play? And you don't have to make contact for there to be interference. So it's really the judgment of the home plate umpire if he thinks the hitter interfered with the catcher and catcher making his throw to second base. So here's Vimael Machin. .99 miles an hour, but it's outside. A's 2 for their last 22 with runners in scoring position. They had a lot of opportunities. They scored some runs over the weekend in the Giants series, but they had a lot of opportunities to score even more. And then last night, they were 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position.
I think that's one of the most frustrating things for me watching baseball, because I understand how difficult it is to have success against someone like Shohei Ohtani. But when you get an opportunity, you get in a situation where a lot of times all you need to do is put the ball in play. And I know his stuff is nasty, but these are some of the best players in the world, and this is what you get paid to do. You have to find a way to get it done.
2-0 pitch, off speed, right on the outside corner.
You know, pretty tough for Nick Allen. You know, Ohtani has been carving him up with fastballs and sliders thus far in this game, and he broke out the split that pretty much broke through 2 zones.
I want to finish my thought, though, on Ohtani and what he's doing. You say, well, Babe Ruth did it, but if you look at Babe Ruth's career, shooting, Babe Ruth was a pitcher and a hitter for a couple years very early in his career. But when Babe was pitching, he was not the Babe Ruth hitting 60 home runs a year yet. When he was doing that, by that point he was done pitching. So yes, it's a comparison, but Babe was never doing it full tilt. I'm hitting 60 home runs and I'm pitching, you know, making 25 starts.
Yeah.
Look at Ruth's career and you'll see the pitching and hitting thing was very early on, and it did not overlap a whole lot.
I think that's why it's so tough to compare eras, because the game was so different during different times. I mean, they didn't even wear helmets back then. I'm not taking anything away from Babe. You know, Jackie Robinson was still in home plate without a helmet on. I can't even comprehend that.
But the A's need a 2-out hit from Laureano.
Yeah, but to your point, Glenn, I agree with you. I think it's just so impressive. It's 162 games in a season. It takes so much to prepare to have success in one position. I mean, it's a lot of preparation. And for a pitcher to be able to go out there and get his work done, from what I understand, Ohtani doesn't even take BP on the field that much. That's even more impressive what he does in the box as a hitter. So when you talk,
and by the way,
yeah,
he's 4th in the league in strikeouts. So you know that.
He's a generational talent.
So we're not talking about a number 5 starter. Missed again, and now 2-1 to Laureano. We had a base hit in the first, could use another one here. 35 pitches for Ohtani. The first and second innings were pretty quick for him. It up and throws out Laureano, and Ohtani is just kind of standing on the mound. That hit him somewhere. And a whole bunch of people are going to come out and check on him. He's limping a little bit. Let's see where it hits him.
Retired MLB pitcher CC Sabathia is old school. His son Karsten Sabathia is new school. Karsten uses Win Reality for his hitter training, a state-of-the-art tool that utilizes VR to improve timing, pitch recognition, and confidence. A new school approach to more hits. Hitters love it.
I love it.
Pitchers, however.
Man, I'm glad I'm retired.
Train new school. Hit old school. Be ready for real. Win Reality.
With Home Chef, your home cooking is home nailing it. Our classic all-in-one meal kits are simple enough for anyone and delicious enough for everyone. When it comes to making dinner, fill in the blanks with Home Chef. Delicious, meet simple.
Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy.
What?
And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts. Performances, too!
Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
His head back, starting to feel a little bit better, looks like, as he's jogging out in front, but he got him the left foot. And if you would have seen him a minute ago, you would have said he's not going back out, but he was able to jog. And this is him in the dugout.
I mean, you were looking at a guy that seemed like he was in excruciating pain there. But I would like to see how he's going to respond, because that hit him in his landing foot. And he may feel okay, but that lingering pain may be just enough to throw off his delivery a little bit.
So 102 miles per hour off the bat.
That's about as fast as Jose Canseco used to drive his Porsche around the parking lot.
Oh, yeah, in the parking lot. Wasn't on the freeway yet. Then he opened it up a little bit when he got on the freeway. Foul territory. Kemp hustling over, but he's not quite going to get it. Nice play off the netting.
You know, Glenn, I think I would be a little remiss if I just didn't mention, and I don't mean to jinx them or anything, but you've got to admire the defense that the A's have been playing over the last 10 games. You know, playing tight games. A lot of times defenders get a little tight, forced to make mistakes. But they've been very calm. They've been making the right decisions. They've been hitting the cutoff man, doing the small things that help you win games. They just need to support the starting pitching a little bit more and come up a little more potent in the offense department.
1-2 to Jared Walsh. Stassi to follow, and then Rojas, top of the fourth. Walsh swinging strikeout in the second inning.
I think you have to kind of commend Jared Walsh. Was awarded one of the most prestigious awards in baseball, given the 2022 Heart and Hustle Award for the Angels.
Yep.
This is a reward that demonstrates passion for the game and embodies the values and spirit and the tradition of the game.
Line shot toward Kemp, who hustles back. And he makes the catch. Very hard hit ball, but out number one. Yeah, and you know what? If we didn't mention it, that's our mistake. Chad Pinder won that award for the A's. And if you think about this year, you think about the definition of the Heart and Hustle Award, which you just explained, I'd say Chad Pinder's probably the right guy.
No question about it, Glenn. A guy who does not play every day, and to play a vital role in the everyday outcome of the way the game is played, speaks volumes of the type of guy and the player that he is, on and off the field.
Stassi, on the first pitch he sees, it's a high pop-up foul. Still in play, not anymore. I like that sweatshirt. Little half A's, half Warriors. Never seen that before.
Yeah, it's a much better look than that half A's, half Giant crap.
You don't have one of those?
No, no way. I burned it a long time ago.
Did you just burn half of it?
Call me one sleeve bad.
That's right. Keep a half hat.
Oh, man.
Stassi, line shot, and that's going to get down for a base hit. So Max Stassi with hit number 3.
Now batting, number 18.
There it is. Heart and Hustle Award winner. Each team has a Heart and Hustle Award winner. That's a perfect award for Chad Pinder. I've seen him have a couple of collisions this year where it's like, he's not gonna make that one. And he came back, stayed in the game. Scary. Here's Rojas. Chad Pinder DHing tonight.
Been around this game a long time, Glenn, and that wall is undefeated.
Yes, it is.
Local Berkeley legend Rupert Jones' career took a bad turn after he ran into center field here years ago.
So Rupert Jones was from the Bay Area.
Berkeley High alumni.
Wasn't he the first player taken in the 1977 expansion draft by the Seattle Mariners?
Could have gone pro in 3 sports.
Really?
The truth.
Well, Stu brought up his name. I remember him very well. I remember him being the first pick in the expansion draft. That's a base hit to right field. Stassi to second. I'd say that ball was hit pretty hard.
Just out of the reach of Brownie there. One of the detriments about holding the runner on, it opens that hole up a little bit more. And this ball's on the inner half. He's able to get out front because it's spinning. And Brownie just one hop away.
Well, here's Duggar. Duggar, a big hit in this game, a leadoff triple in the 3rd, and then he scored. There is nobody warming up in the Angels bullpen, so that's good news for Shohei Ohtani. Looks to be okay.
One of the things I've loved about the staff this year, starters especially, is their ability to limit damage. You know, all those homers they gave up, they were solo blasts, and it seemed like they've been able to produce a perfect pitch in a perfect situation. What a great time to duplicate that right here.
There's a strike, and the count 1-1 Duggar.
Well, that looked more like a curveball. I don't know if that was a get-over slider. Took something off of it, gave him something different to think about. Duggar had success of lining a ball into the gap last time, somewhat looking for the same thing. Great job of pitching backwards.
So Kaprielian jumps ahead in the count 1-2.
Glenn, I look down here at David Fletcher where he's standing. You mentioned back in the day, hitter on deck. It wasn't uncommon for old lefty, old righty to let one slip and just let that guy know you're a little bit too close to watching what I'm doing out here on the mound. But the game has changed a little bit. They're allowing a lot more, but you didn't have the nerve to stand there like that.
Duggar swings and misses, chased the ball a little up.
Now batting, number 22, David Fletcher.
Elevation sensation, just atop of the zone, a ball that you really can't handle, especially when you're lefty with a little angulation in your path. Most of your balls are lofted. You're not a guy that tries to get on top of the ball and shoot the ball the other way. Talking about a pitcher finding a hole and attacking it. It's a great pitch by Kaprielian.
So 2 on 2 out, and here's Fletcher. Fletcher had an RBI single in the third. And he hits one toward left. Kemp over toward the corner, and he's got it. So a couple of Angels stranded, and we move to bottom of the fourth with the Angels leading the A's 1-0.
Looking for dinner made easy? Move over meal prep and make way for pre-chopped and pre-portioned ingredients. Hit the road hard to follow recipes and say hello to easy breezy meals. Peace out, pile of dishes, and welcome easy cleanup. Well, hello there, Home Chef. Home Chef oven-ready meals. Pre-chopped and pre-portioned recipes without the prep or mess. Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com. Home Chef. Delicious meat simple.
Prescription eyewear can be really expensive. But here's a secret. Glasses don't actually cost that much to make. Surprise! Especially when you design your own eyewear and then sell it directly to your customers. Like we do. Oh, hi. We're Warby Parker. Our glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses. And the best part? You can try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
I was noticing a lot of hair loss, and it was already a sensitive subject for me, so I was kind of embarrassed. I was familiar with Hims and decided to go forward with it. And within a few days, I got my products. After about the second month, I started to see true results. I mean, you forget how good you look with hair again.
In Baltimore, that's Phil Nevin, of course, the manager of the Angels. That's his son, Tyler Nevin, who's a utility player for the Orioles. And they came out in exchange for lineup cards. How could you not be proud if you're Phil Nevin and your son is playing for the other team? That's awesome.
After all those days in the backyard, out at the fields, throwing batting practice and getting the reps in and praying and hoping and living with 0 for 4s, and to have that come into fruition, to be able to have your son do something that you did and he dreamed of, I mean, I don't think there's any prouder moment. I think that goes for every mom and daughter and father and son. I mean, we want our kids to do better than we did, or to just have a good start and a good life. And I'm so happy to see kids get an opportunity to follow in the footpaths of their parents.
Shohei Ohtani is back out there, so that's good news for the Angels. Keep an eye on that left foot. But I don't know if people realize it. Phil Nevin was the first player taken in the 1992 Major League Baseball draft. First player taken. You know who was taken 5 picks later, don't you? Derek Jeter.
Wow. Phil Nevin could mash.
Yeah, he could hit. He could hit.
It seemed like it always come down to that shillelagh, doesn't it, Glenn?
The Astros took him #1. A good share of his big league career, Phil Nevin, was with the San Diego Padres. That's where you sort of remember him and his prestigious power. He had 41 home runs in 2001. Pop up toward third, Jose Rojas. You know, the 2001 season for Phil Nevin, and you may snicker here, but in all honesty, if there's no Barry Bonds, he's an MVP candidate. Listen to this season. 306 batting average, 41 homers, 126 runs batted in, 31 doubles, and an OPS of 976.
That's damage.
Is that pretty good?
That's damage. That's a whole lot of damage being done.
So there you go. There's your footnote on the career of Angels manager Phil Nevin. As Schutte said, he could hit.
Straight up swing. I'd like to see the A's try to make Ohtani move around a little bit. Make sure that that foot is good to go. Make him test it. Give him something else to think about.
Slowly hit. Rengifo charges quickly to first. And that's out number 2.
Glenn, you see that shift out there, and I heard you talk to the great Joe Rudy about how he felt about the game, if there was one thing that he would like to be changed. he right away. Now, what's your feeling about that, Glenn?
That's a tough one, Shooty. I have not landed on a firm opinion yet. I think there are going to be changes next year. Does it hurt the hitter, help the pitcher more than vice versa? Yes, I think it does. But then there's a part of me that says, shouldn't you be able to line your defensive players up wherever you want? And if the hitters keep doing the same thing, that's their problem. And that's the, that's your argument the other way. So I'm in a gray area there, Shooty. Haven't quite decided on it yet. What do you think?
There was a time where there was a slogan out that said that chicks dig the long ball. And ever since, it seemed like everyone's been trying to launch the ball out of the ballpark. Pitchers are taught to pitch at the top of the zone to try to get hitters to chase. But typically those have been mistakes. So now they're shifting. So I would think that you would teach hitters to beat the shift. I have watched different organizations with different approaches. I've seen guys come out for batting practice and nothing up on the board but launch engine and exit velocity. Oh boy, that is so nasty. I think it even tricked the umpire here.
3-2 pitch. And that one hung a little bit on the inner half, and Pinder got off a good swing.
So I'm an adjustment guy, and the one thing that bothers me the most, back in the past, batting practice start, it was routine. I don't care who you were. First 2 pitches you bunt just to get a feel. The next one hit and run. The next one get them over. And the next one get them in. You're making adjustments. You're learning how to manipulate. I can only wonder or imagine some of the great hitters that we've seen in our time to get an opportunity to hit would have to feel wide open. I wish you would. I'm going to bunt. I'm going to do whatever I can to hit it where nobody is. But there are people in the game that feel like you're giving away an at-bat because they're looking more for damage. So I'd like to see the hitters adjust more.
Pitch is inside, and it'll be a walk to Pinder with 2 outs.
But I think when you see a game that's been great for 100 and something years, and then you start making changes, then everyone is just going to have to adapt to the changes, and you're just going to have to live with it. So I'm kind of with you, man. I mean, it's kind of 6 dozen in one hand, 6 in one hand and half a dozen in the other.
So here's Tony Kemp after a long at bat by Pinder that results in a walk. Kemp a fly ball to center in the second. Way inside. Speaking of shifts, the Angels are in a full shift for Tony Kemp. Rengifo is well out into right field. I think that's the shift that pops into people's minds the most, the second baseman playing out in right field. And it does take a lot of hits away from left-handed hitters. There's a base hit. That's beating the shift. How about that?
Come on, man. That's how you play the game right there. I think it's so easier to shorten up, let the ball get there, and just slap it. I mean, have control of the barrel, have an idea of what you're doing. You see the way that they're playing, they're going to pitch you the same way. So if I can inside this baseball and just get a piece of it with nobody in, I can get a 5 or 6 hopper through the infield. That's a great piece of hitting by Tony Kemp, the veteran in which he is.
So a little 2-out uprising by the A's as Jonah Bride steps in. I don't have any numbers to back this up, Shooty. It's just eyeballing every game. I think more hits are taken away with the shift on balls hit up the middle than, you know, the second baseman out in shallow right field taking hits away. It does happen, but I think more of them are the balls hit up the middle.
I totally agree. Hitters been taught all their life to hit the ball back up the middle. And you're talking about being dejected as a hitter. Hit a P right back up the middle. Just like the ball that hit off Ohtani's foot.
Sure.
You know, I'm thinking, what happened here? Because right away I'm thinking that's a hit because there's no way in the world. But I did look up and somebody was behind the bag. So you're absolutely right there, Glenn.
And how many at-bats do you see, whether it's a right-handed hitter, left-handed hitter, where there's not somebody playing right up the middle? Almost every at-bat now. I mean, even in this case, Rengifo, where it's technically not a shift, he's not on the left side of second base. He's still basically playing right up the middle. 1-2 the count to Jonah Bride. He struck out in the third. Pinder and Kemp, the runners. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So Ohtani gets his 4th strikeout, and the A's strand a pair. We're headed to the 5th, 1-0 Angels.
Nice throw.
Major League Baseball and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
That's beautiful.
Are dedicated to guiding kids through the first tries.
It's all good, Aaron.
The curveballs.
There you go.
And the big dreams. Setting them up to make great plays. On and off the field. Building brighter futures together.
Join Kevin Millar and Steven Nelson on a quest for legends worthy of the sacred prize. It's unpredictable coverage that will have you on the edge of your seat. Join the adventure on Intentional Talk, only on MLB Network.
Is brought to you by WebEx. The future of work is hybrid. WebEx by Cisco.
That's a nice sight. Sunset in the Bay Area, setting just past the city of San Francisco. And generally when the sun sets, then we see the moon, right? Does that happen every night or?
Most nights.
Most of the time.
What I'm loving is just seeing people having a good time at the ballpark.
You know, that's funny because we on the road. I love going to other ballparks and just getting the vibe, feeling the vibe in different parks. And every park has a different vibe, right? Watch people. Are people having fun? Mid-game entertainment. People love it, hate it. You know what? Are people involved? And I would say, Shooty, Ohtani grounds one, and Ohtani with that great speed is going to have a base hit.
I don't think he's all the way right, Glenn.
No, he's not. He's not. There's no question that foot is bothering him a little bit anyways. See how long he goes tonight.
Little change up, slide piece, kind of hybrid pitch right there. It might be that change up that they've been talking about, but if you watch Ohtani in that prior swing, he's kind of posted up on that right foot, and you can see there's a little gimp there. I mean, this dude
is still fast.
Yeah, he's one of the fastest guys in the league, man.
So that's a leadoff single. He's got a walk and a single tonight. And that'll bring up Luis Rengifo. But the best stadium environment that I have seen this year was Atlanta.
Really?
Oh. Now, granted, they just won the World Series, but beautiful stadium, huge crowds, and people having a ball. I am talking, I mean, cheering the mid-inning entertainment, participating with it, having fun, just having a good time. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Been there. Started my scouting career with the Braves.
Yeah, it was a good scene. I'm glad we got to go there this year. And granted, they got it going on. They got a really good team that's coming off the World Series, and that helps. And Rengifo takes a touch outside.
I know they got kind of caught up in a situation with the tomahawk chop, but man, when we were there for the World Series, and to see everyone in the stadium and get into the game and that, oh my gosh. So I hear you, man.
Brown's got it, and he's going to go to first, and it's past Kaprielian. Kind of lobbed it over there. Kaprielian was over there to cover, and he trying to get to the bag, and he had to jump up for it. He just couldn't get to it.
When they're doing PFPs, and they work on this a lot, balls hit back to the pitcher. Everybody knows where to go. Balls hit to the first baseman. The pitcher knows the charge. This is a rhythm and timing play, and I think with Brownie once again double pumping the shortstop, this kind of threw his rhythm off a little bit.
What up?
So it's an E3. So I think we were a little surprised that Seth Brown didn't go to second base, because I think they had a play there on Ohtani.
I think that's the second time he's just had a tough time getting the ball out his glove. Unlike Jason Giambi, who we used to see on a regular basis act like he wanted to throw to second base, but I'll just take the out, because he was a little fearful of making that throw.
So 2 on, nobody out, single and an error. Here's Taylor Ward. Ward takes, should have been a strike. It was a strike, but called the ball. And here's the play. Yeah, there's no question that there was a fairly easy out to get at second base.
Kaprielian wasn't expecting to get the ball, because the ball should have gone to second base, and that's why he was caught off guard. And Brownie put a little bit on it, so it didn't give him time to readjust his feet and set up as a first baseman.
Too, I was surprised because Brown's momentum was going right towards second base, and he was in on the grass, which makes it a fairly easy throw toward Nick Allen, and I think Nick was even surprised.
I thought the lane was good. Even though he is left-handed, he would have been throwing kind of crossed the zone into the lane a little bit. I thought he had enough room.
And that breaking ball stays in. 2-1. So Kaprielian's pitch count now up to 83. He's got 5 strikeouts. He's walked 3. Hit deep. Kept back. Number 15 for Taylor Ward, and it's a big one, and it hurt. 3-run shot.
Right down Broadway, California. Gee, mermaids. You know, it's unfortunate. You know, James had to work through a tough inning last inning with a lot of traffic, and it's very difficult to duplicate what he did last inning, escaping damage. You just can't afford to give guys extra outs and put a pitcher in a precarious situation, one that they put James in there, and it's hard to be perfect. And when you're trying to be perfect, that's when you make a mistake. And I think that's what's been impressive, but also difficult for the A's staff. A lot of times they're in a situation where they have to make perfect pitches because of lack of offense. And this is what typically happens when you try to be perfect. There's a little bit of lack of trust, if you will.
And now 2-0 to Joe Adell. Smash on a line, picked by Machin, caught it in the air, 1 out.
Machin has done a tremendous job of coming in, getting an opportunity to play, getting called up from Las Vegas, and the main objective to make sure that he solidifies defense on third base, and he's done a tremendous job down there.
So 1 away for Walsh. Home run by Ward, the 14th home run that Kaprielian has allowed this year in 89 innings. Right on the corner for strike.
We talk about how hot it is down at the hot corner. You've got to get field seats one day just so you can be up close to the action to see how fast this game really is and how hard 102 miles per hour is off the bat.
Walsh had a good swing there.
It's just truly amazing how gifted and how good these players are at this level.
Curveball ripped foul.
You know, Glenn, I think the A's fans have to be very grateful some of the third base play that they've had an opportunity to watch over the years. Eric Chavez, 6-time Gold Glover. Sal Bando, one of the best to put the green and gold on. Carney Lansford. I mean, you go on and on. The play has been spectacular down here.
Check swing, no swing.
Strong wrists is there.
That's singular or plural?
Truly plural.
Plural. Can't get any more plural. Pluraler. Machin going out. Kemp coming in, and Kemp grabs it.
Now batting. The catcher, number 34, Max.
So 2 away here in the top of the 5th.
I don't know, Glenn, after watching a lot of the accidents that have happened on the field this year, some close calls. One of the advantages we do have here, because we don't have a full house, in between fly ball like that, it's your responsibility as a fielder is to holler loudly as you possibly can. Make sure that you let the guy know, especially the infielder who's running back with his back to the infield, can't see the ball really. To avoid those collisions, you've got to speak up for the ball.
Stassi down the line, just foul. A loud strike. If you're just joining us, Taylor Ward just moments ago a 3-run homer to give the Angels a 4-0 lead. And a quick 0-2. Sam Selman loosening. And as we keep an eye on that Shohei Ohtani injured foot, there is nobody warming up in the Angels bullpen, so he continues to feel well enough to go back out there. Pretty good 0-2 breaking ball right there.
And Matt Stassi's always been a guy that can swing the bat. He's a local kid from Yuba City. Was a top draft pick for the Oakland A's. Unfortunately, he was a little banged up with his arm and wasn't able to display his catching skills, but he's always been able to swing.
Chases a fastball right there and strikes out, but a big hit for the Angels. Taylor Ward, a 3-run homer. Bottom of the 5th coming up. 4-0 Anaheim.
It's time for MLB Pitch Hit and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the 2022 Pitch Hit and Run National Finals. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
If you think they're excited, you ain't heard nothing yet.
Be quiet, win ball games, then I'll shut up or I'll shut up.
High Heat with Christopher Russo, only on MLB Network.
Is brought to you by Airport Home Appliance. Get same-day or next-day delivery on hundreds of in-stock appliances. Visit airportappliance.com.
So there's Taylor Ward. He's happy. He's got a 3-run homer off James Kaprielian. So 4-0, bottom of the 5th inning. Work to do for the A's as they try to get to Shohei Ohtani. A's have had some base runners. 3 hits, but also 3 walks against Shohei Ohtani. Stranded 4 in the first 4 innings. First pitch to Sky Bolt. Breaking ball snaps in there for a strike.
You know, Glenn, you look at the A's offense and the struggles that they've had. They're not a team that hit a lot of home runs. So what's going to happen to get this offense going? Guys are going to have to add on, if you will. Get a walk, get a couple of hits. Seems like what's been happening is we get in situations where we get a rally started, but we just can't add on. We just can't come up with that one big hit. This offense, this team has always had a culture of being grinders, guys that just find a way to do it. But that comes with experience. You brought the importance of having 1,500 at-bats in the minor leagues. That's where you figure it out. One of the best hitters in our time that we got an opportunity to watch across the bay over there. I mean, a prolific home run hitter, a guy who choked up 3 or 4 inches on the bat to make sure that he created a lot more bat control. If I'm any hitter, I'm trying that. Whatever struggles. We were talking about when we were kids. We come out here for Oakland A's bat day and we get our green bat, or if you go over to San Francisco and you get your bat on bat day. You couldn't wait to get home. Well, man, Joe Morgan over there getting busy over there with one flap down and popping that wing. I'm going to go in the backyard. I'm going to try that. That's what made us better. We emulated greatness. So this time of the year, you find out the guys that are smart, that are going to make the adjustments and find a way to win. Unfortunately, they have to try to get it done at the major leagues level. And when you're trying to get it done against the best, you're going to have some issues. So you got to be patient. There are going to be some growing pains. You just want to see maturation. You want to see guys get better. You want to see them be able to add on to what gave them opportunity to be here. Don't come up here trying to be a home run hitter. Be that guy that can work it around the field, that can create some action, and set the table for somebody else to do some damage. So it's a process. It's going to take a lot of patience.
Bolt fouls it back, hanging in there against Ohtani.
See a situation like this. I know it's a 4-run game right now, but we've got to find a way. Bolt is a guy that can really run. He's a table setter. He's a contributor, not a carrier. Not going to be the guy to come up with the big-time swing. Look at the wide open field. They're giving him first base.
Inside, and now full count.
Can't wait for someone to give you a sign. Sometimes you have to take liberty on your own to do what it's going to take to help the team win. And that's part of sacrificing yourself for the sake of the team.
62 pitches now for Ohtani. Walsh, nice play. Ohtani's got to hustle over there, and he beats Bolt to the bag. Bolt has excellent speed, but Ohtani, he had to turn it on to get over there, and he just got there in time.
Well, Ohtani once again with another off-speed pitch, letting the hitter get an opportunity to expand and get some length in that swing, but so hard to hit the ball through the hole when you got 3 guys over there. This guy Bolt can fly. Great test for Ohtani right here. If he was hurt, you would have got an opportunity to witness it right there.
So 1 away, and here's Nick Allen. Nick Allen in the 3rd inning came up with a runner at third, 1 out. Chance to tie the game, but Ohtani was able to strike him out.
Nick Allen didn't see slider on the black in Midland. First pitch.
No, he did not. Cued, and it's quickly 0-2. He may have seen sliders, but they weren't breaking as late as Ohtani's does.
And getting dotted up, Glenn. I mean, the stuff is filthy, man. And I talked about his overabundance of using the slider. Hadn't been any difference here. Almost half the time he's used the pitch. Typically, your secondary pitch is the pitch that you go to that you get outs with. You see guys down in the bullpen typically have 2 pitches, the fastball and a go-to out pitch. Ohtani has about 3 in his pocket, but the slider, he has so much success that guys just cannot make hard contact on the pitch.
And Allen missed it. So 2 outs. We've seen Ohtani against the A's quite a bit over the years. But the last time he beat them, you got to go all the way back to 2018. And I remember this game, and he was nasty. I mean, it was actually unfair. And that's a pretty good A's lineup, too.
Yeah, but this stuff was just, I mean, incredible then. And that's when he was more throwing than pitching.
And then it was soon after that the arm started barking. Had surgery, so he did not pitch in 2019. Came back in the short season of 2020 and just did not look right. In fact, he only made 2 starts. Healthy last year, healthy this year, and now we're really seeing how good he is as a pitcher.
The A's have gotten an opportunity to see some very interesting moments in Ohtani's career. You know, he made his major league debut here in Oakland. Some of the low points in his career happened here in Oakland. I can recall when he just got back from Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, he couldn't throw strikes here in the game.
I mean, after being out 22 months, he came back and he faced 5 batters, didn't get 1 guy out.
It was hard to watch.
And they had to get him up out of here. So that was one of the low moments in his career. Next time they saw him in spring training, he was throwing 100.
Yeah, that was like, wait a minute. Looks healthy to me.
And man, oh man, being down in spring training, you could feel the excitement in the ballpark because everybody, the anticipation of this guy that had been talked about so much and his inability to do both things, pitch and hit. And then he blows out a little bit and everybody's, I told you so, you should have listened, you know no one's ever been able to do it. And man, when he came back, he shut up a lot of naysayers.
Big curveball, but it did stay outside. Ohtani wanted it, but it was not a strike.
I think he just broke that out of his back pocket because that wasn't the slider, that was the curveball. You know, a curveball has a little more hump on it. It gets through the zone a little slower, and a lot of times the depth of the pitch goes down a little further.
Pitches lined to right for a hit. 2-out single for Machin.
Grinding out a bat, 3-2 pitch, get an opportunity to get a pitch to hit. I think that was more a get-over slider there, and Machin is right on it. I think the worst thing you can do to a contact-type hitter when you're a power pitcher is to serve something up there spinning in the zone, because all you do is speed those guys' bat up and give them an opportunity to make some hard contact.
So here's Laureano. See if the A's can string together a 2-out rally.
You know, Glenn, it would be good to get Laureano going. I know that's his last at bat when he got the hit. It was the first hit he's had in a couple of series. He's a vital part of this offense. Not only how he plays defense, but he can get this offense inspired by the way that he swings the pole.
Laureano checks his swing and he went around. Tishner at first base called it.
I guess Ohtani's gotten bored. Now he's breaking out a curveball. He held up. I was trying to give a description of the pitch. That top to bottom type breaking ball, the one that we saw by the great Barry Zito, I mean, that's a freeze pitch, something you just cannot pull the trigger on. Ohtani's breaking that out now.
That's the outside corner and gets the call, 1-2.
Some of those that are looking for some baseball education, that's the slider. The difference between the breaking ball, the curveball, and the slider is that the slider normally stays in the zone a little longer, looks like a fastball, but the depth and the tilt of the pitch spins it right out.
Foul back. Hittable pitch there for Laureano.
And rumored the good sliders would turn hitters into scouts or executives or analysts, coaches. It's just a pitch you can't lay off of. You're hunting that pitch. It's in the zone. And before you can let the barrel go, the catcher's backhanding the pitch.
That big curve again. This time it's way outside. Ohtani has allowed at least one base runner in each inning, including a couple in the third and a couple of base runners in the fourth. The A's just haven't been able to get that big hit. Ground towards short. Fletcher's got it. Juggles a little bit, but plenty of time to flip to second. So we are on to the sixth with the Angels leading 4-0.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network. Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Top of the sixth inning with the Angels leading the A's 4-0. Shohei Ohtani on the mound has been good. 5 shutout innings. And he will hit maybe this inning. He's due up 4th. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts as the lefty Sam Selman comes in. So Selman takes over for Kaprielian. No record, a 4.15 ERA for Selman. It's his 12th appearance. Been up and down a fair amount this year from the big leagues to the minor leagues. Pretty good numbers in Las Vegas for Selman. And for Kaprielian tonight, 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. 3 walks and 6 strikeouts.
Well, he kind of gave you what he's been giving you. If you look at his line and his numbers, I mean, he's tossed 6 innings or fewer in 28 of his last starts. So it's going to be some high pitch counts. He's going to get an opportunity. You know, and this is what Selman was doing down in AAA. This is a guy that you're just pulling for to be able to do down in the minor leagues. The same thing up here in the big leagues. You know, if you look at his numbers down in the minor leagues, I mean, he was pretty much unhittable down there. 0.71 average, just dazzling hitters. and hitters hitting 146 off him. So you talked about being so close from AAA to the big leagues, man. It's a long ways.
Facing Duggar, triple and a run scored and a strikeout. Selman was with the Angels last year, with the Giants and the Angels last year, with the Athletics this year.
And I look at Sam standing out on the rubber, and he's pretty much set up on the middle of the rubber. A lot of conversation that takes place in the stands with scouts when we're out there evaluating pitchers and players, and we see some of the adjustments. And there was a time when left-handers, if they would set up on that first base side of the mound, it creates such a tough angle on the hitter and tough for them to pick up the baseball, and it creates a lot of deception. But you see so many pitchers that are set up in the rubber now.
Brown's got it. Underhand, Selman gets over there, and they just get Duggar for out number 2. Let's get a word now from Pacifico. Top of the order, and David Fletcher. 1 for 3 with an RBI single for Fletcher. He's 3 for 7 in the series.
So Glenn, then the conversation goes to why is a guy doing that when it makes it easier for the hitter to see the baseball? And the common answer is that they're trying to create an easy way for him to be able to duplicate his direction to the plate. So you get a straighter line, but you also become a little more visible. But it's all about feel. It's all about trying to give a pitcher an opportunity to be consistent and repeat. Because if you can repeat, you can create deception within the pitch. Mike Norris used to talk all about changing finger pressure. If you want to make the ball do something differently, you don't have to throw it any harder. You don't have to hump it anymore. Grip the ball differently on the seams, sometimes without the seams, and just watch the action of the pitch.
Fletcher rips one toward Laureano, who's there, and he's got it. 3 up, 3 down inning for Sam Selman. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th.
I was noticing a lot of hair loss, and it was already a sensitive subject for me, so I was kind of embarrassed. I was familiar with Hims and decided to go forward with it. And within a few days, got my products. After about the 2nd month, I started to see true results. I mean, you forget how good you look with hair again.
Karsten Sabathia trains in Win Reality.
I love it.
So Karsten hits in reality. He trains in Win Reality.
I'm glad I'm retired.
He hits in reality. Train in Win Reality. Win in reality. See infinite game speed pitches, work on timing, pitch recognition, and get more hits. Train new school. Hit old school. Be ready for real. Win reality.
Hey, it's me. The summer breeze. I just flew back into town. Let's get outside. Much better.
For the best coverage in the game, let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam for tonight. All eyes on Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani has walked, singled, and scored a run as a hitter, and as a pitcher, 5 shutout innings with 5 strikeouts. So, as we like to say, he's doing his thing again.
Yeah, he's been Ohtani for sure. This guy's incredible talent. He's doing things that's unprecedented in our time. And we're just a beneficiary of watching a great player. You mentioned Babe Ruth, man.
Join Babe Ruth as the only other player. That's it. I don't care what it says. That's all we need to know.
You can leave it right there.
That's right. Changes on the infield for the Angels. We'll give those to you in a moment. As Ohtani to work. Angels moved some people around on the infield last night's game as well. Andrew Velasquez comes into the game at short. Fletcher moves to second, Rengifo to third. So Velasquez, the key player there coming into the game. Paid off last night. He made a terrific play.
Yeah, he's one of the top shortstops in the league in runs saved. He's been tremendous. You've got 3 shortstops out there playing, Glenn. And that's the advantage of the versatility of one of the best players on the team who typically plays shortstop. He can play anywhere.
Ohtani gets the call on a pitch that was well off the plate.
Murphy doesn't seem to like that.
No. Murphy a double play and a pop out to third so far. Said Ohtani has not had a 3-up, 3-down inning in this game. Pitch count at 82. Hit foul down the right field line. .108 is the pitch count high for Ohtani this year. He's done that twice. He also lost his last 3 starts. Lost to the Braves, lost to the Rangers, and as we mentioned at the top of the show, lost to the A's. As he jams Murphy. I would say that's the kind of at-bat that'll really hack you off if you're Sean Murphy.
Well, if you're a big-time baseball fan, MLB TV is now only $64.99. Watch all out-of-market regular season games live or on demand. Plus, you can see MLB Big Innings. It's on a blackout and other restrictions. Apply. Visit MLB.tv for all the details.
So with 1 out, here's Seth Brown. Seth Brown hits a very high fly ball toward Ward. He's got it. It's out number 2. Hey, tomorrow, Shooty, it's the Field of Dreams game. Did you know that? It's the Cubs and the Reds from Dyersville, Iowa.
You tuning in?
Maybe on an airplane, but if I wasn't, I'd be tuning in because that's pretty fun to watch.
Oh,
remember they did it last year with the White Sox and the Yankees? It was super cool.
That was amazing.
That was super cool. So tomorrow it'll be the Cubs and the Reds. Dyersville, Iowa. Up in the northeast corner of the state of Iowa.
You know what made it even more
Weave through
awesome?
the cornfields and you'll get there.
But those 2 teams coming through those cornfields look like giants.
Yep. Yes, they did. And they were. It was great last year, and let's hope that it's done every year.
Those 2 teams are probably the most 2 physical-looking teams in all of baseball.
A lot of people, a lot of baseball fans have made the trip to the Field of Dreams in Dyersville. Not easy to get to, but probably worth it. I have not been there. Our good friend Dallas Braden has been there.
Not many places he had. Right on it. To smell some of the wood from up here.
That's Domingo Tapia starting to get loose for the A's. 2-2 from Ohtani, and he misses badly. Full count.
Gotta tip your hat to Ohtani, Glenn.
Yep.
His application has been spectacular. And it's tough, man. The slider's a pitch that you'll never hear someone say, oh, he's a great slider hitter.
Shallow left. Can Adele get there? Yes, he can. He goes into a slide and makes kind of a basket catch. Nicely done by Joe Adele, and that is a 3-up, 3-down inning. And we're on to inning number 7.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy.
What?
And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts.
Seriously?
Performances, too.
Oh, come on!
Game Time finds you the best last-minute deals and guarantees the lowest price.
Am I underdressed?
Download Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Prescription eyewear can be really expensive, but here's the secret. Glasses don't actually cost that much to make. Surprise! Especially when you design your own eyewear and then sell it directly to your customers. Like we do. Oh, hi, we're Warby Parker. Our glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses. And the best part? You can try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
Each ticket will benefit the Oakland A's Community Fund to help make Oakland and the East Bay a more equitable and inclusive
community. $10 Wednesday tickets are available at athletics.com/value.
Top of the 7th inning here, Shohei Ohtani. So Selman stays in to face the left-hand inning Ohtani. Walk in the first, ground out in the third. And he singled leading off the 5th, and 2 batters later, Ward hit the 3-run homer. And that one is lined toward right, gone. Number 25 for Shohei Ohtani, a line shot just over the wall and right. That's what they came for. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Glenn, he's just showing out now. I'm surprised he's still out there pitching and put a cherry on top. They sent him up to the plate one more time to do some damage, but that's what great players do, man. They shine in the moment. They provide big-time memories.
I mean, it's just hard to fathom that. Yeah, the guy just hit a home run, right? That's cool. He's the same guy that has 6 shutout innings on the mound. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't. It's just not anywhere near normal. Right? It's just not.
You know, it bears the question. He came up with a lot of guys that were two-way players. Good offensively, had good arms, could pitch, but they were never really allowed the opportunity to do that.
Most home runs in the majors by Japanese-born players. Ohtani just passed the great Ichiro Suzuki, chasing Hideki Matsui. My guess, he'll be very proud of that.
No question. Holding that arm over there. Got somebody to get you up out of there.
One and two to Rengifo. Out in front. That would be a slider.
Yeah, a little spinner right there, but the one great quality of the Japanese hitters that you see that come over here and play, even though they leak a little bit, the shoulder leaks, the hip has a little escape to them, they do a tremendous job of keeping their hands back, which allows them to stay in that bat and still be able to fight. If you hang one, that's what's going to end up happening.
Yeah, there is a hitting style that even Matsui, you know, big, strong, he did the same thing a little bit. Sometimes a little bit of unorthodox swing, but still all kinds of power when he was with the Yankees. He spent some time with the A's.
Great rhythm and timing, ability to read spin. I thought Ichiro Suzuki was one of the best. This is a guy that probably could have hit 30 to 35 home runs a year, but he chose to be a hitter extraordinaire, getting 200 hits a year. If you watch BP after he'd take his regular round, he'd go through his work, working the ball around the field. The last 10, he would just go ahead and leave. Yeah. And it was just an incredible display of hitting that he was able to perform. We're talking about one of the all-time greats. To come over here and be a Hall of Famer speaks volumes.
2-0 to Taylor Ward. Foul straight back.
Glenn, when I look at Taylor Ward, you know, I just think about the A's situation now. They've done a tremendous job of creating depth at the catcher's position. Taylor Ward was drafted as a catcher. Ability to hit and the athleticism has allowed him to move around the field. And I think that's something that we can look forward to with the guys that we have.
He skies this one toward the left field line. Tony Kemp was shifted into left center, so he had a pretty long run, but got there without a problem for the second out. And that'll bring up Joe Adell. So Marcotte's coming out, and looks like he's going to grab Sam Selman. Selman will be done when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
Domingo.
When it's about to go down,
this is the story of the night.
MLB Tonight takes you there.
You will watch it all together live.
How about that?
Big moments.
Oh, baby, 3,000 hits.
Big reactions.
Bobby Witt Jr.'s first big league knock.
And big interviews.
What was the first thing going through your mind?
Join TV's best baseball analysts for a big night of baseball. Only on MLB Network's MLB Tonight.
Evan Longoria, a guy last year who was one of the catalysts to a surprising Giants team.
Meet Evan Longoria. He's watching MLB Network.
Dude, Longo's hitting with big-time power. Still that
Because that's what baseball fans do.
Here we go, Longo, 2022.
One-of-a-kind Queen-themed fireworks show. It's presented by Lagunitas Brewing Company. Enjoy the best fireworks in the Bay to the tune of the Queen's greatest hits after the A's take on the Seattle Mariners on Friday, August 19th. Tickets are available at athletics.com/tickets.
Domingo Tapia comes in out of the A's bullpen with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, so he'll face Joe Adell. '97, an easy 97.
I mean, that's bona fide petrol right there.
Tapia appearing in just his 7th game for the A's. He's been up and down a handful of times.
But it just blows me away how many guys in today's game throw over 95 miles an hour. I mean, 95 used to be a legitimate closer. This guy's a middle reliever throwing 95 and 96. Just goes to show you how much the game has changed.
So I thought it was pretty amazing what Yusmeiro Petit did all those years, because he really did not throw much above 90. Yeah, and he was pretty good for a long time.
Yeah, but he perfected the art of pitching, and that's key. I mean, this guy could pitch every day, never had a sore arm.
That one is smoked to left for a hit. Dell's got good speed, and he's going to make it into 2nd with a 2-out double. So he's got a walk and a double tonight.
You see Joe Adell here sitting on a heater, knowing that that's Tapia's best pitch right now. And that's the one thing about velocity. It's king, but you have to have a queen to go along with it for it to be successful. And that normally it's that slider or some type of put-away pitch, because hitters, all they want to know if this guy has anything secondary, because most guys that can swing it, they can hit that fastball.
So that'll bring up Jared Walsh, who's 0 for 3. 0 for 6 in the series for the Angels' first baseman. Yankees and the Mariners are scoreless in the 7th inning. Good series up there. Yankees won last night 9-4.
It's a great pitching matchup up there. Cole and the kid that they acquired from Cincinnati. He is the truth.
Yes, he is. Mariners holding down that number 3 wild card spot. American League wild card race has a chance to be pretty fun to watch. Look at that. You got 6 teams all in it. I mean, in it. The Orioles are a half game out for the 3rd wild card spot.
I'm happy for that organization, man.
The Orioles beat the Blue Jays 6-5 tonight. Swing and a miss by Walsh. Side retired. Walsh clearly not happy. Excellent helmet toss. Ohtani with a homer. It's 5-0.
Nice throw.
Major League Baseball and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
That's beautiful.
Are dedicated to guiding kids through the first tries.
It's all good, Aaron.
The curveballs.
There you go.
And the big dreams. Setting them up to make great plays. On and off the field. Building brighter futures together.
The game is changing, and so are the shows that talk about it. MLB Network's Off Base.
What's going on, everyone?
A modern baseball show for the modern baseball fan.
It doesn't get much better than sitting around and talking baseball.
Only on MLB Network.
I've never heard that story. Is that true?
First time I heard it.
But it was about you. So somebody's making up a story? A Rolex fell out of your pocket.
Never had one.
Let alone during a game?
Yeah.
Although the great Rico Carter used to play with his wallet in his pocket.
He trusts
Rico
nobody.
didn't want anybody to take his money. So this is what happened in between innings. Shohei Ohtani was heading back out to pitch the 7th. But the Angels decided, you know what? Let's not do it. See Nevin say no more. And he went to tell the umpires that Jimmy Herget will probably have as much time as he wants. Although he was warming up down in the bullpen for a little bit, but maybe not quite ready. So could be a little gamesmanship going on, and managers do it all the time. Give your guy a little extra time. If he comes in as an injury replacement, then he's going to get as much time as he wants. Who knows? But when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. So, Jimmy Herget, 2-1, 3.35 ERA for the sign-winding right-hander. 29th appearance for Herget. Not an easy at-bat. He's kind of funky. Mark Hotze may be seeing the same thing we're seeing, and he's talking it over with Shane Livensbarger.
I agree with you, Glenn. I think there's a little chicanery going on there for sure, but
I do too.
It's great theater. It just wasn't a very good movie.
So Ohtani, 6 shutout innings tonight. Hits a home run. There's their defensive replacements. Duggar moves to left. Magneuris Sierra is now in center. So that will take Joe Adell out of the game. And Tony Kemp to lead things off. So Herget. Socks up high, pants up high for Jimmy Herget. He's got it all going on.
Yeah, but I love the way Tony Kemp looks in his uniform.
Yeah. And a diving catch by Fletcher. Your shift up the middle, huh, Shooty?
Yeah. This guy is a tremendous player. They've missed his absence in the lineup. I mean, everywhere you look up, either on offense or defense, he's right in the middle of it. And when you're a player of his caliber and his skill set, you have to go out and just dip into everything or every bit of talent that you have. And this guy leaves nothing in the dugout, everything on the field.
Yeah, the Angels did good by, I remember last year, right at the beginning of the year, right around opening day, they signed Fletcher to a 5-year contract. Affordable 5-year contract.
You know, a kid of his stature, typically they don't have hip issues, but that's what kept him out of the lineup for a significant amount of time, and he hasn't missed a beat since he's been back.
Nasty pitch right at the bottom of the strike zone. Count 2-1. Jonah Bride has struck out twice. Hits this one hard toward left. Hustling back there is Duggar. He fights with it a little bit, but Duggar's able to make the catch.
Man, he's right on it. And I love his approach. I love his setup. He dares pitchers to come to the inner part of the plate because that's where his strength is. He's able to twist on it and get that head out. I mean, that ball had a lot of topspin on it, and that's why you find Duggar on his back, because that baseball got up on him in a hurry. You know, it's not common to see two guys in one bullpen this funky. You know, they've got one from the left side down under, and here this guy has all this herky-jerky sidearm type stuff. But deception is everything when you don't have power.
So 2 away for Sky Bolt. Sky Bolt, a walk and a stolen base, and he grounded out. Had a hit taken away from him by Walsh, the first baseman. So the A's had just 2 hits last night. They have just 4 hits tonight. And the bad news is they've gone 16 consecutive innings without scoring a run. That goes back to Sunday. The last time they scored a run was in the 8th inning of the game on Sunday against the Giants, when they fought back and got close to pulling off a comeback. This one, it's a fair ball. No. So Stassi has like a half a second to decide. Do I have enough time to pick this up and throw out a speedy Sky Bolt, or should I let it go foul?
The longer that ball stays on the ground, the more time you give it to go foul, because you know the speed of Sky Bolt, if I don't make a perfect play, I'm not going to have an opportunity to get him anyway. And you look at the score of the game right now, you'd rather have outs. The last thing you want to do is to give the A's any type of idea that they have a chance to come back in this game.
Two and two to Bolt. And I think they're saying he went around on the swing. So if they rule you one around, it doesn't matter if it hits you or not. So that's a strikeout, and that's how the 7th inning comes to an end.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the 2022 Pitch, Hit, and Run National Finals. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
Where there's baseball,
one pitch away from baseball history,
there's drama.
He has thrown a no-hitter.
Where there's baseball,
near the wall,
there's action.
He made a phenomenal catch.
And where there's baseball,
let's go live inside the park.
There's MLB Tonight. On MLB Network.
Oh, wow.
Where there's baseball, all the time.
Unbelievable. We've seen it time and time again.
Using the old baseball stats only gives you part of the puzzle. But when we challenge ourselves using advanced tools and modern thinking, you'll see the bigger picture.
Challenge all things baseball with MLB Now, only on MLB Network.
Sell behind section 120 at the A's Game Used Authentic stand. Fans who aren't at the ballpark can also purchase by emailing authentics@athletics.com. The patches are $20 and the proceeds benefit the Oakland A's Community Fund. So please rush out and support. Get your Ray Fosse Memorial patch.
Yes, we do. We agree with you 100%. Tapia runs to pick it up, but he slowed it down a little bit. Got a piece of him somewhere, but it's going to be a hit for Stassi.
Boy, Glenn, when you're struggling, you just can't catch a break. This is the type of ball that's been ricocheting into the Angels hitters' gloves. Tapia does a great job of deflecting, just unfortunately just gets a little too far away from him.
So that is hit number 9 for the Angels, and this is Velasquez, who came in the game at shortstop, so he's hitting in the 8th spot. Slices one foul. Andrew Velasquez. Shohei said it best. He's kind of a defensive whiz.
The way the game has changed, it's not too often that you see a light hitting infielder playing any longer, unless there's a standout ability. On a 20 to 80 scale, some guys compare this guy to be an 80 defender. That just tells you how good he is with the level.
And he finds the right field line. It's picked up by Laureano. Stassi to third, he'll stop there. Andrew Velasquez with a double.
You know, Glenn, I talked about in the last inning about the value of adding on and doubling up on your hits. This is what the Angels are able to do. Tapia, who executed a beautiful changeup in the last inning, allowed the hitter to strike out and slam his bat. This one hung up in the zone a little bit, and talked about giving a hitter a chance to speed his bat up, because typically when a secondary is approached in the hitting zone, you've got to be on time, you've got to keep your hands back and allow yourself to be able to fight. If that pitch is executed properly, typically, I don't care, you still don't have a chance. That one hung up in the zone.
Here's Duggar. Second and third infield has to come in. So tough spot here for Domingo Tapia. Fletcher is the on-deck hitter. To the net, 1-1 the count. Still tied, or still no score up in Seattle with the Yankees and the Mariners. That game now in the top of the 8th. That pitching matchup you mentioned, Cole and Luis Castillo, both starters still in the game. So that is a good one up there.
Yes, indeed.
Swing and a miss. 98 miles an hour, and Duggar missed it.
I love the combo, fastball changeup combo that Tapia offers. It's just a matter of him executing the pitch, as we witnessed to end the last inning. Got to keep the ball down in the zone. You need a ground ball right here.
Duggar got a better swing off there. Count stays 1-2.
You know, it's kind of interesting there. I see Murph set up. Maybe you're trying to steal a strike there. But in a situation like there, I think if you want to go up, especially to set up the next pitch, don't give this guy a chance to hit a fly ball and drive in that run. And get it way up so the guy can't get on top of it.
So there's that 98 again, and that's kind of the pitch you're talking about, Shohei. Good velocity, but it needs to be about 2 feet higher.
No question about it.
Then you will get a swing and miss.
Absolutely. Can't catch up with that gas upstairs.
Missed outside, 97.
I think when you see a situation like this where a pitcher and a catcher work together and they continue to work the same spot, it has to be something in the scouting report that said this guy is prone to swing at pitches up in the zone. He tends to look for breaking balls and fastball situations, or vice versa. So you got a little gamesmanship going here.
Duggar takes another one, and now it's a full count. Fletcher smiling because he knows he never strikes out.
Fletcher smiles because he enjoys playing the game.
Not close, and they are loaded. So Murph's going to go out and talk to Tapia. Hey, save like a closer with Xfinity's all-new 3-for-1 bundle. Get unlimited internet and streaming when you add Xfinity Mobile. Learn more at xfinity.com/3-for-1.
That's a good deal.
Anytime you say 3-for-1, that is.
I'm in.
So now they're loaded with nobody out for Fletcher, who is 1 for 4 with an RBI single. Could have been a strike.
When you look at Fletcher's approach, his first move is an escape with his front foot. But I think it's on purpose because what it does is put him in a fighting position, actually. All he's using is his hands. He's not even using his lower half.
Shallow fly ball, not going to be deep enough. Laureano grabs it, and that is out number 1.
You look at his exit velocity, you notice it's down because he doesn't get a lot of leverage in his swings.
So the hitter is not going to be Ohtani. It's going to be Phil Gosselin. So Gosselin technically pinch hitting for Ohtani. Remember the Ohtani rule, which was put in where, and it is called the Ohtani rule. If you're like he was tonight, where he's the pitcher and the designated hitter, if he is taken out of the game as the pitcher, he can remain in the game as the designated hitter. So this here has to do with the fact that the foot may be barking a little bit. Let's get him out of there and get some ice on that baby.
You know, it was so efficient. I think they feel comfortable getting him out of there. The way that the A's offense is performing right now, typically 1 or 2 runs has been enough. But we also witnessed when the Angels hit 7 bombs last week, the A's didn't give up all the way to the end and still had an opportunity to win that game. So they need to continue to fight. You just never know what might happen.
Quickly 0-2 to Gosselin.
I sure like the chances against him, opposed to Ohtani, that's for sure.
Backhanded. Allen's going to come home, and Murphy with a terrific play. Wow. So Nick Allen said, you know what? Let's get the runner at home if we can. And boy, what a play by Murphy.
Outstanding. So many times as a catcher or infielder, you have to turn into a first baseman. It's kind of easy for a middle infielder, but for a catcher, you've got all that gear on, you've got the mask, and you've got a very difficult glove to make a play like that because you know, Glenn, it's not a whole lot of pocket in a catcher's glove, so it's not a lot of room to make plays like this. I mean, that is outstanding to be able to keep your foot on the base with the wherewithal and the runner coming in, trying to create something to make your mishap there. Outstanding play. That's what Gold Glovers do, Glenn.
So here's Rengifo now, 2 outs. Base is still loaded.
Ricky's proud of those arms of his.
I know somebody else who's got arms like that. He's sitting right next to me.
Man, give me a medium so mine look like that.
Jonah Bride knocks it down, scrambles after it, and is able to get Rengifo. So Tapia works out of the jam, and the Angels do not score. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Angels 5, A's nothing.
I love the Boys and Girls Clubs because they help you believe that you can make it to the big leagues.
Big leagues of what? Law. Art. Construction. Baseball?
How'd you guess?
With the help of Major League Baseball, the Boys and Girls Clubs of America help kids make it to the big leagues of anything.
If you think they're excited, you ain't heard nothing yet.
Be quiet, win ball games, then I'll shut up or I'll shut up.
High Heat with Christopher Russo, only on MLB Network.
look at tonight's game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Shohei Ohtani, the big story, 6 shutout innings. The Angels lead this one 5-0. Taylor Ward with the big hit, a 3-run homer. That happened in the 5th inning. So Kaprielian ends up going 5, 4 runs, 3 earned. And again, just not a lot of offense for the A's tonight. They have now gone 17 consecutive innings without scoring a run. This one toward right center, and it's going to get down for a hit. Allen is going to stop at first. So a good start here in the bottom of the 8th as Nick Allen, after striking out his first 2 times, has a leadoff single.
That's the Nick Allen that I want to see on the regular. Stand inside the baseball, letting the ball get a little deeper, filleting the ball to right field. This young man could do a whole lot of damage as he stayed gap to gap because there's a lot of money there. Can't make a nickel up in the air. Thinking about a double here. If this guy thinks about bobbling, I'm going to continue on to second base. This is Nick Allen taking advantage of his skill set.
And now to the top of the order in Vimael Machin, who has grounded out, walked, and singled. First pitch is inside to Machin. Laureano will be next. If you can get a couple guys on, then you get into the power part of that A's lineup. Better chance to creep back in the game with a long ball.
You know, Glenn, that's been a big problem for us, not being able to put those crooked numbers up. You know, where one swing can put you right back in the game. And we've been on the other end of that. You know, our demise have been the long ball. I mean, in the last 5 games, we've given up about 15 bombs. That may be a new record for the Oakland A's staff in the history of this team. So we've got to find a way to keep the ball in the ballpark for the other team and find a way to get it out for ours.
Jose Quijada getting loose. The lefty. A couple of lefties in that Angels bullpen. Loop and Quijada. Missed again, and now the count's 3-1.
You know, they had a lot of performers down there led by Iglesias and their closer last year. They had a lot of expectation for that bullpen, and that's been a big problem for the Anaheim Angels. So who knows? We get deep off in there in the last couple of innings, anything could happen.
Strike call.
Say what you want about Machin. I love his approach. He's making the pitchers earn everything that they get. He had a quality at bat against Ohtani, and now he's making relievers work. You're going to get that same pitch 3-2 that you got on 3-1 if you're the type of hitter that Machin is.
And he walked him. So Machin is on base for the 3rd time. So good start for the A's, 2 on, nobody out, as Laureano will step up. Yeah, the Angels bullpen in the offseason, they really said, all right, we got to do something with this bullpen. Let's spend a little money. And they did. They re-signed Iglesias to a big contract. But they also signed Aaron Loup. They signed Ryan Tepera. They signed Archie Bradley. Iglesias traded. Loop's down there. Tepera's down there. Archie Bradley's injured. So they made an effort. They spent some money. But Angels bullpen at 3.95 ERA. That is 12th in the American League.
There you go.
So lower 3rd as far as, at least as far as team ERA goes for bullpens in the American League. A's bullpen 4.12. 13th in the league. 1 for 3 for Laureano. He had a base hit back in the first. That hard sinker by Herget. Bullpens are tough to figure out, though, shooting. It's hard to have consistent performances from bullpens year after year. It's just it seems to be a little bit of a fickle part of the team, right? It's not sure. Hard to carry over from year to year.
I think it's because a reliever has such a shelf life, short shelf life, if you will.
Pop up. It looks like Herget, the pitcher, says, I can handle it, and he does.
And typically, those guys that are down there are throwers. They come in there, they know they're only going to be in there for 1 inning because basically that's where we're breeding now in this game. Our relievers just to come in and chuck and duck. And these guys come in there and they huff and puff and they give you everything that they have. But it's just so often that you see a guy come out of the bullpen throwing 96, 97, ball 2, ball 3, ball 4 because there's no command. And then when they get a hit, they can't put them away because they can't command their secondary stuff. So as hitters, when you come up, when that bullpen comes in the game, you got to get in grind mode. You got to make sure that these guys attack the strike zone and don't help them out.
Murphy fouls it down the right field line.
When you look at the greats, the guys that have been closers for an extended period of time, their stuff is so legit down there, and they're basically unhittable.
Elvis getting ready, Piscotty getting ready in case the A's go to the bench. And with Quijada, the lefty, warming up, right-handed bench players got to be ready. You never know. Big chopper, but it's foul. And Rengifo tried. But the ball went behind the tarp, which we always tell people, be careful. There's families behind the tarp. Some families. Possum families maybe.
No telling in this building.
Acevedo getting loose. That one spins way inside.
I mean, a lot of times when you see guys like Herget, when you see this type of delivery, it's not natural. It's manufactured. Somewhere down the line, the arm slot in which they've been using and the stuff that they haven't had, it's not working. I want to survive. I've got to try something different. Now it's all about trickeration. I'm going to give you something you've never seen before, and that's what makes them different, and that's what gives them opportunity to be successful.
1-2, and he throws that slider, and Murphy way out in front.
We've got a chance to see two different sliders. Ohtani's just with depth and tilt. You've got a guy here that's just side to side. They kind of call this a frisbee slider, if you will. It just spins in and right across the zone. No depth, not much tilt, but excavation.
So we got a pitching change. The lefty coming in.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Join Kevin Millar and Steven Nelson on a quest for legends worthy of the sacred prize. It's unpredictable coverage that will have you on the edge of your seat. Join the adventure on Intentional Talk, only on MLB Network.
is brought to you by Toyota, the MVP of MPG. With 11 fuel-efficient hybrids to choose from, there's one for everyone. Toyota, let's go places. And by Provident Credit Union, make life easy.
So the A's have 2 on, 2 out. Trying to get on the board, and the pinch hitter is going to be Elvis Andrus. So indeed, one of those right-handed hitters is going to get a chance here in the bottom of the 8th against Jose Quijada. 0-3, 3.00 ERA, 26 strikeouts in 21 innings. Quijada in that series last week in Anaheim. The Angels won the first game of that series, and then the A's won the next 2. But in that first game win, Quijada picked up the save. And at that point, the question, Shooty, was, well, Iglesias just got traded. Who's going to close games for the Angels? And at that night, it was Quijada, the lefty.
Kind of like bullpen by committee.
Probably.
Johnny Hole staff. Whoever shows up that day, capable of doing the job.
Who's ever fresh.
That's right.
0-1 to Elvis Andrus, hitting for Brown. A's also have Piscotty on the bench. They have Lowry, of course, a switch hitter, and the left-handed hitting Stephen Vogt. Fouled straight back. Fastball up and out over the plate from Quijada.
When you look at Quijada's number, he's prone to rack up some walks as well. So the A's have an opportunity right now to do some damage and get right back in this game. So it's very important that Ellis rolls out a quality at bat here and try to stay away from pitcher pitches. They can throw something right down the middle.
And a high fastball, and Elvis chased it. So the A's threaten but do not score, and we're going to the 9th. Angels 5, A's nothing.
I love the Boys and Girls Clubs because they help you believe that you can make it to the big leagues.
Big leagues of what? Law. Art. Construction. Baseball.
How'd you guess?
With the help of Major League Baseball, the Boys and Girls Clubs of America help kids make it to the big leagues of anything.
Every time he steps up to the plate, goes into his windup, or runs one down.
Oh, you won't see a better one than that.
He competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Not only did he give a full dose on the mound and just exhibit exemplary pitching, he got up the barrel and showed some ability to shoot the ball out of the yard, just like he's been doing ever since he arrived in this country. He's everything that he's been hyped up to be. Today, he couldn't help but be the Ford player of the day.
So it's the 9th inning. Tapia stays out there to face Ward, Adele, and Walsh. 5-0. Angels lead. So changes for the A's with Elvis Andrus staying in the game at short. Nick Allen goes to second. Jonah Bride goes to first. So everybody slides to their left one spot.
Glenn, I love the action on Tapia's fastball. I think one pitch that's not used enough in this game is the swing back fastball, and he has so much life on his fastball that he could start it 5 inches outside and steal a whole lot of plates on the pitches on the black. And that is an incredible quality. Greg Maddux made a living. This is a guy that won 15 Golden Gloves because the feel and the efficacious that he had. He could throw a ball out there and know that if a hitter made contact, the only thing that he could do is hit that ball right back to him. Such a difficult pitch to lay off of because a hitter gives up on it so easily because it looks outside, but the last foot of that ball moves back to the corner of the plate, and it freezes you. So I hope he taps into that great gift that he has because it's a true weapon.
Outside, and now it's 3-2 to Ward. Not close. 98, but missed badly. So Ward walks for the second time. That's 5 walks now by A's pitchers. Last night they didn't walk anybody.
Boy, it's amazing how you can look at some of the fans and look in their face and they can tell you exactly what's going on in the ball game. And there's a lot of blank stares out there just wondering when this team is going to snap out of it, when that one big hit is going to turn things around, because a lot of times, especially for a hitter position player, one hit, one quality at bat, something really good happening. A lot of times that's the start of something big. Tough league up here, Glenn.
Well, I know a guy who says there's no league higher. I believe that's Mac Babbitt. And you're right. In your job, you've seen a lot of talented kids that maybe you think should have made it, or should have stuck, or should have had a big career and didn't.
Being good, skilled up, and tooled up is not the whole equation.
Kemp in and over, and Tony's got it.
Aptitude plays a huge part in your success. You've got some of the greatest teachers, instructors that the world has to offer. We've watched time and time again guys come in here with skill and not so much feel. I don't want to mention the shortstop's name, but there was like 29 teams out of 30 that didn't believe that this kid could play shortstop in the major leagues. But through hard work and dedication and repetition, being out here at 2 o'clock, beating the Seagulls and running them off the field after making 40-something errors in the league a year before, turned himself into a great player. Not so much by skill, but the will. We knew the kid was good, but it's just an illustration and an understanding of knowing if you want to be good, you're going to have to put the work in, because they have a way to dissect every bit of weakness or holes that you have, and they will attack them until you show that you have the ability to make an adjustment and make a change.
That one's hit pretty well. Kemp going back. Kemp in front of the wall. He leaps up and he caught it. Nice catch for out number 2. Ward gets back to first. And Tony got back there, and the fact that he was able to get back there and then kind of time his jump.
Talking about someone with the flair for the dramatic. Tony Kemp has a way of being in the middle of some very difficult plays, and I just think it's a reflection and also a compliment to a guy that plays a different position, seem like every day. And that's what's made him so valuable to this ball club, because you can just pencil him in anywhere and he's going to give you that type of effort.
So 2 outs. Here's Stassi. Stassi's 2 for 4 in the game. 2 singles. He's also struck out and hit a fly ball to center field. Pop-up. Allen grabs it. And that'll do it. So leadoff walk does not hurt the A's. Last shot for the Athletics. They need a big bottom of the ninth.
So you're good at hitting home runs, right?
I've never hit a home run in my life, but I've gotten close.
Oh, let's go. Let's try it out.
We're not leaving until I get a home run.
Oh! JoJo, you're so good. You're so young and you've done so much. What's your secret?
I think I just really love life, so I just pick my right foot up and then keep going.
Come on! Ah! That went over, right? It went over!
Freaking love baseball.
Of the Oakland Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Clear the Shelters, NBC Universal's local annual nationwide pet adoption and donation campaign returns for its 8th consecutive year, running through the end of August. Go to cleartheshelters.com for more information on how you can help homeless pets and animal shelters in your community. He's looking for their offense. They're looking.
They'll find it.
I hope so. So 5-0. Quijada stays out there. He got the final out of the 8th inning. So it'll be Pinder, Kemp, and Jonah Bride. Pinder got off a good swing, fouls it right side. Attaboy. Stayed till the 9th.
Show off. I see you, Big Daddy. Dude got meat hooks. Shit, he shoots. He could catch a football. Them big hands.
To center. Sierra's back. Sierra's at the wall, and that baby's gone. So the A's are on the board here in the 9th.
Right down the middle.
Sure was.
Chad Pinder, one of the best fastball hitters in the American League. Get the tape. Straightaway central. Takes a strong man to hit the ball out of that part of the ballpark. Shut out who? It ain't happening tonight.
And here's Piscotty, who's hitting for Kemp. Angels Back-to-back shutouts at the Coliseum just one time. You got to go all the way back to 1975. That's a long time ago.
Let's keep it that way.
Going 2 to Piscotty, hitting for Kemp. Able to hold up? Yes, he is. Piscotty at 198. This is one of those, don't be the guy that makes the last out, right, Shohei?
Oh, no question. You know, I'm looking at Stephen Piscotty. First time I laid eyes on him, I was advanced scouting. He was with the St. Louis Cardinals in the playoffs. And there was no better player on the field. And unfortunately, he had a bad collision out there. And it seems like he just hasn't been able to avoid those injuries ever since. But, man, when he is right, he is a dangerous dude.
Fouls that one straight back. Quijada. Not a save situation, but trying to get the Angels their 48th win. Jonah Bride waits in the on-deck circle. Scotty swings and misses for out number 1.
You know, Glenn, you didn't know how Kotze's style was going to evolve. Once again, you see a turnover change up here, and I feel like this is the best pitch in baseball because all you're trying to do is disrupt timing. And whenever you're able to get a hitter off balance, he's definitely at the defense of the pitcher. And I just don't think it's a pitch that's used as much as it should be.
So 4th at bat for Jonah Bride. He's looking for his first hit. A couple of strikeouts and fly ball to left field. Duggar made a nice play on.
One thing that I've watched with Mark Kotze, he's been able to bring his style of play. And what I mean by that is that these guys don't give up until the end. And he's not going to allow it to happen.
Bride smokes that one foul.
He can turn on a fastball, Glenn.
Yeah, he covers all the pitches pretty well. Not afraid to hit the ball the other way at all. It's Rengifo, and that's the second out. So it's up to Sky Bolt. Sky Bolt is 0 for 2. And a walk, a ground out, and a strikeout. Day game tomorrow here at the Coliseum to wrap up the homestand. Paul Blackburn is going to pitch for the Athletics. Know that we have confirmation on a starter yet for the Angels.
The old famous TBA?
Could be. So 12:37 first pitch. So Shohei will be back. I'll be back. And Denise will head to Houston. 3 against the Astros this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then 4 against the Rangers in Arlington Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So our second Astros Rangers road trip, and we have a third one in the month of September. If you're going to fly down there, you might as well play both those teams. That makes an awful lot of scheduling sense. To me, it doesn't.
Well, pack light.
Yes, that is definitely true. Hot and humid.
It is. fire. Brother come back about 3 shades darker, man.
Broken bat just foul. So Sky Bolt will need a new piece of wood.
You know, the tough thing about this game is that there's no easy series. You know, Texas Rangers, their team trying to find identity. They're looking for someone like the A's coming in that's struggling. You know, on the other hand, the A's are looking for a team that is not as talented. But you've got a situation, you've got 2 teams that are trying to find their way. Every day you're fighting for your career. And it's a battle, man. This league is so difficult, so tough to be good. 162 games. It's a grind, but the better ones find a way to get it done.
Sky Bolt hits a pop-up, shallow right center. And Fletcher backpedals. He grabs it, and that'll do it. So the Angels have come to the Coliseum and taken the first 2 games of this series. So A's will try to salvage the final game tomorrow. Shohei Ohtani, the story tonight. He is not only the winning pitcher, but he also homered and singled. So time of game, 3 hours and 15 minutes. The attendance was 9,351. Final score, it's the Angels 5 and the Athletics 1. Shooty and I will be back tomorrow afternoon. We will see you then. Time now for A's Post Game Live, presented by Toyota. So let's head back to the guys in the studio.